And what is going on, everybody? We apologize for the lateness, but we are back on the Big Blue of the Bronx channel, the season finale for the New York Knicks. Knicks Bulls. We'll get to play-by-play in a second, but I want to get to some intros. So first off, we have to my bottom, my first bottom, we have Coach Ed from the Big Blue crew. He does his own thing. Catch him on Heart of the City. And then we have Brian down below him. So I'll start with Coach Ed, Brian, and then we'll head into the play-by-play.
What's up, everyone? I appreciate you guys having me on today. It's truly a pleasure and an honor being with you guys. So, just ready to see our Knicks fine tune and get ready for the playoffs, man. So, what about you guys?
Ryan, what do you have to say? You're a Bucks fan, so this is this day is important for you too.
Yeah, it's big for seeding, and playoffs literally right around the corner. Last season finale here for the Knicks and for Milwaukee. I can't say I'm confident about anything going on going into this first round, and I mean I could see us being first rounded for 2 years in a row, but got to stay optimistic. I am interested to see how the Knicks are going to do. I think they are a sleeper to me currently to actually make a finals right now out of the East at the moment.
Finals.
So yeah, I'm not kidding. That's not an exaggeration. They've been surviving without Randall. They can make it work without it. They can handle Boston. They might be the only team that I can be convinced could handle the Celtics.
Yep, interesting here is the Knicks are up 25-20. We'll give out the playoff scenarios in a second because this is the obviously the final day of the regular season. Just going to pull it up real quick, guys. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, do all the good stuff. We'll be back for a lot more playoff Knicks streams, or Knicks playoff stream, should I say. But right now, at the moment, the Knicks are up 25-20 with 2:42 left in the first. Javonte Green is currently hurt, so they call the timeout. So here is, let's find it out here, per our buddy Alex of Knicks Central. The clinching scenarios for the Knicks today. If they win and Milwaukee loses, they get the 2 seed. If they win or Cleveland loses, they are the 3 seed. But they can stay in the top 4. They've clinched home court advantage. If they lose, Cleveland wins and Milwaukee loses, they are the 4th seed. So a lot at stake. The Milwaukee Bucks are playing in Orlando, and the Cleveland Cavaliers are playing in Charlotte. So what's up to Jeremy? He says, when we have OG and Robinson healthy, we are good. What's up to Barbara? What's up to Jets Mess? Thank you all for joining. Again, sorry for the lateness, but won't happen again, folks. We really appreciate your support. And now I want to talk to Coach Ed about the Knicks. It's been a while since I became on heart of the city and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Ed, what do you think of the Knicks? Like, what do you think of Anunoby? Like, what do you think is their ceiling and overall? Like, there's just so much excitement around this team. I'm actually considering purchasing playoff tickets, by the way. Just got to say that.
Right now, the way they're playing, especially on the defensive end, I mean, that's the one thing you need going into the playoffs is definitely, your defense to be able to step up. And the way they're playing, yeah, they can make the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, if they were to make the finals completely, that would be, pie in the sky in a sense, because you're playing with house money. So, I mean, even to get to the Eastern Conference final, you're playing with house money because you don't have Julius. So, and Julius is a vital component to what you're trying to do. So, right now, they're in a good spot in terms of this year and then culturally going forward, even going into next year, but focusing on this year. Um, Definitely a good opportunity. They just got to stay focused and they got to take it one series, one game at a time. We fans, we look ahead. I get it. But
Yeah.
as far as them, take your time. Focus today. You're focusing on Chicago. And then after that, whoever you got to play, line up whoever it is. I think they match up. I mean, some people have said Philly, and I get it, because of Joel Embiid. But
Yeah.
as I've said on Heart of the City, they have 3 bodies that they can throw at him to get physical, and he's coming back from an injury. So how does he, get acclimated once you get into the playoffs because it's ramped up a whole lot more. So I think we match up pretty much with everyone in the Eastern Conference. Not saying it's going to be easy, and not
Right,
saying
of
they
course.
can't lose a series, but the matchups they're there. Tibbs has done and I've always been a proponent. I've been hard on Tibbs, but I
Mm-hmm.
have to give him his flowers. He has done a very good job this year in managing the roster. Going down. I know he's put a lot more on the starters, but that's because guys like Bogdanovich and Burks, They were brought in here to really step up and help on the bench, but they haven't. So I can only hope that they step up in the playoffs and contribute something.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Bogdanovich has actually checked into the game, so the Bulls have it. Caruso, one-on-one versus Brunson, drives left into the paint, kicks out to Dalen Terry. Terry with a contest from Bogdanovich, way off, and it's rebounded by Josh Hart. Bogdanovich, as we mentioned, was on the contest. But Jalen Brunson will bring up. And Bogdanovich, I got to mention, I think he's played better the last couple of games, but Burks is completely out of the rotation. So I say even if Bogdanovich, becomes, what we expect him to, I think it's a win alone for the Knicks in that trade. But Josh Hart backing down, Caruso floaters up, floaters no good, tipped up. DiVincenzo with the athletic rebound, but he tosses it to a Bull. Dalen Terry in transition gives to DeRozan. DeRozan 1-on-1 versus Robinson. DeRozan turns, fires, and misses, and a foul on the play. But I gotta mention something about OG Anunoby. What's up to Brad, by the way? Like, there are a lot of Knicks fans who are sentimental, who were sentimental towards RJ and Emmanuel Quickly, the kids, all that.
Mm-hmm.
But OG has gotten this rep. I'm not gonna say he's gotten this rep. I questioned his rep. Like he's being soft. The elbow. How many games is he going to rest? And a lot of people are questioning him, but Coach Ed, Brian, you cannot deny the impact this guy has on the court. He is not only a consistent 3-point shooter from the corners and everywhere else. That dude can guard positions 1 through 5, and he is a big help in the playoffs. Or come playoff time.
No, I agree with you. He's definitely a big help, and he can contribute. He has the skill set to contribute. I mean, the soft character aspect. I don't know where that came from. I mean, guys, their bodies are their business, so
Yes,
they have to protect their investment, and ultimately that's what they're trying to do at times. And also it's most fans don't realize this. It's what do the medicals tell you?
exactly.
If you have medical professional, it's just like us in our everyday life. If our doctors, tell us this, we're going to act accordingly. So if they tell him, you're good, you can go out there and play, he's going to go out there and play.
Exactly. Torrey Craig hands off to DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan nearly stripped by DiVincenzo. DeRozan 1-on-1 versus Bogdanovich. Now double team kicks. Driving his green. Back out to White. White on the drive. White against Robinson. White has to put up a tough shot and knocks it down. Knicks now only up by 2 with the Bulls pulling within 2. Oh, Brian, I'd just like to say thank you, by the way, for Dante DiVincenzo. To a Bucks fan.
You've heard me say it firsthand. I miss Dante. It was one of the worst mistakes I felt we made. Probably the worst since we had chosen Eric Bledsoe over Malcolm Brogdon to keep on the team all those years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Loose ball foul on the Bulls, but yes, folks, Dante DiVincenzo, obviously he's officially a couple of weeks ago broke the record for most 3-pointers in a season by a Knick, and he's not only done that, he's also reset the franchise in-game record for threes in a game. So he's been nothing but phenomenal, only earning about $12 million a year. It's just like he's almost like the elite role player, but he's going to take it. DiVincenzo guarded by White, looking to hand off, now 1-on-1, 9 to shoot. DiVincenzo trying to get something going. Goes left to the screen, double team, looking, gives to Brunson, 3 to shoot. Brunson driving on Terry inside. Shot is good for Brunson. 27-23, 37 seconds to play in the first.
That's a tough shot from Brunson.
DeRozan for 3, knocks it down. And now the Bulls are within 1. And folks, let me tell you this. You look at the playoff standings, the Bulls have nothing to play for, and a silly foul on Dalen Terry. The Bulls have clinched a home playoff game against the whole play-in game, should I say, against the Atlanta Hawks. So they're not really playing for anything, but I guess they're going to play to try to spoil the Knicks, whatever. What's up to Luna? I'm new on Twitch. What's up? So Jalen Brunson will be at the free throw line.
I mean, you were talking about DeRozan with his 3-point shot. He always gets the reputation of being a mid shot type of a player, but they even said it on the broadcast. He does have the 3-point shot in his repertoire. It's just that everyone, because he knows the mid range is where you can add up points, and look at what he's doing. Which Clyde always says it's a lost art. The mid range is a lost art now. In nowadays, either they want the dunk, or they want to attack the rim, or they want to shoot the threes. But the midi will get you a lot, and that's also what Jalen Brunson does.
It's the in between game. It's like if you don't have your 3-point shot or you can't finish consistently in the paint, that's where you
Hmm.
got to go. And that's what we
Hmm.
talked about, like for RJ Barrett for like the last few years. Like he wasn't a consistent finisher in the paint or a consistent 3-point shooter. We're like, okay, develop that in between game. He did for a
Hmm.
little bit and it went away. DeRozan, 1-on-1 versus Hart. DeRozan has the size, turns, fires, and hits. 29-28 with 12.2 seconds to go. We talk about that in between game.
Yeah,
Brunson,
this is.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say Brunson has it, 5 to shoot. Brunson on Terry. Brunson 1-on-1. Dribbling, drives inside lefty lane, right off the rim, no good. We head to the second quarter, 29-28. Coach Edd, you were saying.
Yeah, this seems like it's headed towards a high scoring game right now. The defense, I just I know they need to step it up. They need to get their act together. I'm used to a little bit more defensive efficiency in holding the opposition down. So hopefully they'll be able to step it up. I like Mitch in now, and for what he brings to the table. Number one, size, defensive intimidation, offensive rebounding. So I definitely like that part of his game. So
Absolutely, absolutely. So again,
let me
for not,
see.
Mitch is starting to, again, conditioning's a thing for him. He's working his way back.
Mm-hmm.
But how about the ascension of Isaiah Hartenstein, Ed?
Mm. To be honest with you, because I go back and forth, will the Knicks have two probably on average $15 million centers,
Mm-hmm.
and right now Hartenstein is too important, man. He gives us one thing that Mitch doesn't give, and that's offense.
Mm-hmm.
He rebounds. He can offensive rebound. He sets screens. He's efficient on the defensive end.
Yeah,
He gets his blocks. He gets his rebounds. He helps out very well. He's maybe not as physically imposing as Mitchell, but he brings something to the table. So to me, after the season, I think he's more important to bring back. Of course, OG, but I
of
think
course.
OG is just going to sign. But I think he's vitally important to bring back because of what he brings to this team offensively and defensively.
I completely agree with you. And I feel like he's just a better fit with the starting lineup, coach.
Hmm.
And you watched the Sunday game versus the Bucks. Brunson and Hartenstein were single-handedly burning their drop coverage. They were playing Brook
Hmm.
low, 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 low. Obviously, Brian has seen a lot of what the Bucks do with the drop coverage. Lopez, I should say, is not really much of a mobile big, so that's why he's more of a hang back guy. But you saw, Brunson going off pick and rolls. If they double Brunson, Hartenstein moves to the mid range. He goes to the high post. He catches the ball. He uses that left-handed floater. That's why he's so effective in a way because they have to guard him offensively. He's just not like a lob threat or in the dunker spot. This guy, has that floater. He can even back some guys down and do some dribbling. So I do think he's an effective fit.
One other thing too is his passing. He's
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal,
Phenomenal.
with his passes. I mean, he reads the defense very well, and guys on the offensive end, they know if he has the ball, cut, he's going to find you. He's like a quarterback. I mean, how many times have we seen he's putting the ball in a spot where the guy, whoever's getting the ball could just go right to the rim,
Exactly.
if need be. So that's one thing also that he has over Mitchell, right now. So that's why I say it's important to bring him back.
Absolutely. And as you said, you brought up the question of whether the Knicks will pay two centers both $15 million, but I think that's what Hartenstein's going to market. And, he's going to
Hmm.
have other teams, to be fair. The
Hmm.
Magic possibly could be a
Hmm.
threat. The Oklahoma City Thunder need some size. They're a very good team, good young team, but they need size. So there's going to be teams out in the market for him, man. It's not going to be a lot of easy to retain him, but I think Hartenstein has a home here, and a lot of fans appreciate him.
Something
Exactly. Go
something
ahead.
important to note also so far. Now we're entering the second quarter. Is New York overall, their shooting has not been very well from the field. I mean, that's where Chicago's really beaten them. There's been more attempts by New York, and if they knock down a few more, there's a little bit of a different game here.
Definitely.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, that's 12 of 26. Let me see. Overall, here, field goal. New York's 46.2, while Chicago's 66.7, which goes to what I said about the defensive end. They need to step it up and lessen Chicago's effectiveness. Yeah, Chicago's 42.9 at the three, while New York is 33%.
Hmm.
So yeah, they definitely offensively they need to step it up, and then defensively
As
they
White
need to
goes right inside.
And he makes it. Chicago with the lead.
Bogdanovich, man.
Deuce against Javon Carter. Carter, a former Buck, by the way. McBride
Yep.
looks for Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich back to McBride. McBride one-on-one. Bogdanovich trying to come off the screen. McBride finds Robinson. Back to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich dribbling inside. Shot is up way off. No good. And it's rebounded by Torrey Craig. Here comes Carter. Carter fakes. Carter, three-pointer, and they call a double dribble. So three-pointer will not count, and it's Knicks ball.
That's double dribble. That's a lost call in today's game.
You almost never see it.
Let's see the replay here. Oh, they're going to show White's play first, which that was actually really nice. The transfer he made off to his opposite hand was just beautiful.
All righty. So just a score update real quick. The Milwaukee Bucks are up 30-22 on the Magic, and the Cavs are also winning 44-41. DiVincenzo inside, layup no good, rebound Vucevic. Here comes Kobe White. White in transition, drives, kicks to the corner. This is Torrey Craig back to Vucevic, back to Carter. Carter fakes, back to Vucevic. Vucevic driving on Achua, inside lefty lay is good.
I'm shocked Achua didn't get that one.
Josh Hart will bring it up. Knicks have not made a field goal in the quarter. DiVincenzo versus White. Bogdanovich coming off a down screen, and a foul is called on Torrey Craig.
Right call. That's the right call.
What's up to Armand? Hope all is well, brother.
They need Precious to step up, man, because he's been disappearing for some reason.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's like he started off slow, he played well, and now he's just started off slow, but it gets slow again. But Bogdanovich makes the mid-range jumper.
There you go.
After making a guy fall, who was that?
I don't think it was Craig. I think it might have been Dale and Terry. But White goes baseline, kicks out to the corner. Carter fakes. Carter driving to the paint. Floater is up. Floater is no good. Tipped up in the air. Rebounded by Hart. Hart in transition. Football pass. Bogdanovich inside. Contested lay. No good. No foul called. Here comes Terry. Kicks to Carter. Carter puts up a three. Shots no good. Rebound taken by Terry. Terry looking. Kicks out to Carter. Carter defended by Hart. Kicks back to White. They'll slow things down. Gives to Craig. Craig now gives to Vucevic. Vucevic matched up on Achua. Turns, fires, and hits. He has been cooking Achua for the last few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He's given too much space to work.
McBride.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right. McBride looking for a man. Gives to Bogdanovich and a foul on the play. I think it's going to be against the Bulls. Looks like Craig got tripped up once again, and Bogdanovich tripped because of Craig.
This lineup, I wonder about the offense. Where really are we going to get the consistent offense outside of Devo? Because Bogdanovich too inconsistent, and Deuce, he's hit or miss on those corner threes.
Yeah. And like I don't know if he played against the Nets, but he played against the Celtics. Wasn't himself, but he did have he did have an illness, I think, for designation. But Devo misses the three, popped up in the air, rebounded by Vucevic. Knicks down by 3 with 8:53 to play. Here comes Kobe White. White against Hart. Gives to Vucevic. Vucevic going downhill. Gives to Carter. Carter drives inside, floater, jumpers up, no good. Tipped up by Achua. He'll do some dribbling and take the rebound. Achua looking for a man. He finds McBride. McBride drives, pull up mid-range. Got it. That's been in Deuce McBride's bag, and it continues to develop. Timeout Bulls.
I mean, the one thing I will say that I loved about this coaching staff is the way that they have developed Deuce McBride. I mean, yes, he's hit or miss, but years past, it was like offensively, it's don't shoot the ball, don't shoot the ball. But now it's what, all right, it's hit or miss, but he'll go on those moments where he's torching the net. But I say that because I wish I could see that from Jericho Sims, because Jericho would help in the center. I mean, extremely athletic. I love his hops. I love his hops. His hops alone should be able to allow him to, you know what, elevate and just drop the ball into the net. Even get something in the paint. You know, look at Hartenstein. You know, get a
Yes.
little push shot, something to that effect. And then defensively, you know, I mean, he's a good sized player out there, athletic. You know, he can switch off very well. So I want to see a little bit more out of his game in terms of development and then maturation. So, and then that would help in terms of, you know what, maybe, if you sign Hartenstein and he develops and Mitchell's going into his last year, maybe not saying that's what I want to do,
Right.
but maybe you could, trade Mitchell out and get something back for him because he'll get you a first rounder. So,
Yeah, he'll get you a
Mm.
premium pick. And what was I going to say? Like Sims to me, like for what the Knicks got at 58, I think he's
hmm
worked out for a 58 overall pick.
hmm
Those guys usually end up they're stuck in the G League and whatever, and they're out in a few years. But for what the Knicks got for Sims as again 58th overall pick, I think it's been solid. And I think Sims sometimes looks a little lost on the court. And
hmm
I think he could continue, obviously, to develop. He's not a finished product, but he's raw. The athletic, obviously, you point out the athleticism. Obviously, his vertical's phenomenal, but
hmm
obviously, just the fundamentals defensively and his situational awareness could get better.
No, I agree with you, and that to me goes into your coaching and development. And that's really where it is. I wonder if what's his name who went to Louisville will be back to help and help
Kenny
help
Payne.
yeah, help his development because I he was good at helping develop players, which is why he got a head coaching job. But now let's bring him back home to help develop, continue to develop some of the younger players or whoever we bring in the future if we end up drafting, some young players, even if we got to stash them in the G League.
Absolutely. So it's two notable guests at the Nick game. You have speaking to Coach Ed, Justin Tuck, former Giants defensive lineman, and we
There you
also
go.
have Stefan Starberry Marbury at the game.
Hey, I'm liking Steph back in. I thought he was just going to go to China and hide away because, his notoriety there, but I'm glad that he's back home. So,
I think this is like his second Nick game in
hmm
recent weeks, and I think he actually attended a game the Knicks ended up winning. So hopefully he
hmm
brings the luck. And he's talked about embracing New York City. Obviously, he's a Coney Island native. He only grew up how many minutes away from me, so went to Lincoln High School. Obviously, one of
hmm
the more notable players to go to Lincoln, Lance Stevenson as well. But Marbury had should I say, very mixed tenure with the Knicks, but the Knicks were also pretty much down in the snout at that time. But anyways, Vucevic taking on Achua. Vucevic, a couple of footwork moves, shot won't fall. Good defense by Achua, standing vertical as
hmm
McBride will bring it up the floor. McBride against White. McBride looking for him, and he finds Achua. Achua with one-on-one. He slips and he falls down, and it's a turnover. Here come the Bulls. Carter steps back for three. Shot is up. Shot is front rim, no good. Rebound, Vucevic puts it up. Tip up is no good. Ball is still loose. It's tipped to the Bulls. Vucevic one-on-one. Gives to Terry. Kicks. This is batted. Nice play by Devo. Stolen. Bogdanovich 2-on-1. Bogdanovich inside. Layup is no good, but a foul.
And that's what you need to do. Attack them, try and draw the foul. That's one of the things I love about Josh Hart. When he gets that ball and gets the rebound and moves down court, he's looking, he's trying to see how the defense is aligned, and then he's attacking the rim. Get a foul shot or make a play. So
I also love the deflection from Devo. Like his off ball, this is like a hot take. I think his off ball defense is better than his on ball defense because
mhm.
we're in the analytical age. Obviously, in many sports, as Bogdanovich makes the free throw to tie the game. NBA analytics gurus and all that. And, I could understand this. They love players who get deflections. Anunoby being one of them. Donnie DiVincenzo being one of them.
Mhm.
So that's what I guess the Knicks love. The Knicks are an analytical team, but unfortunately, bad news, folks. Josh Hart has just went to the locker room with an injury.
Oh no. I do want to add real quick before we go back into the game here. Those last two possessions with Precious, he played a lot better that time. He forced Vucevic to go vertical,
Mhm.
which is where it's more challenging for Vucevic, because Vucevic like to work around you to get the easy buckets. Instead, by forcing him to go up, it works, harder for Vucevic, who in his age, it's harder for him to make those kind of plays.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Bulls take the lead, 36-35. Bogdanovich comes from a down screen. Bogdanovich looking to look. He finds Hartenstein. Hartenstein on the floor with Achua, two big men. McBride, three-pointer, shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Torrey Craig. Here comes Dalen Terry, 7 minutes to go. Terry on the drive, inside, kicks. Craig out to Derek White. I'm sorry, not Derek White, Kobe White. White against DiVincenzo. White inside, kicks. Pass deflected up, but Vucevic gets the layup. So it's 39-35. McBride brings it across the floor. McBride nearly has it stripped. Gives to Hartenstein. Hartenstein going to run some offense. Gives to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich one-on-one. Bogdanovich goes left to the screen. Bogdanovich fakes. Gives back to DiVincenzo. 8 to shoot. Nice defense by White. DiVincenzo inside. Puts up the lay. Shot is good. The reverse layup is good.
That was insane contact too, but he still got it.
Looks like Hart is grimacing with his left leg on the bench. Carter. Pick and roll. Vucevic inside. Shot's no good, but a foul.
I'll see if I can get any update on what's going on with Hart.
By the way, I forgot to say what's up to Jacob. He says, "What's up, fam? Whoa, man, Sale here. Yes, Bad takes Brian. Yes, I will see you Saturday, Jacob, at the NYYU event."
It's saying here he's going to be okay. He seems to be okay, but he turned his ankle.
Yeah, sit him.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, sit him. I can't. Going into the playoffs, I just can't chance it. Not with him.
Absolutely. I'd say he's top 3 or top 4 in terms of important players on the team. Just take a blue shirt, hoodie, just sit. Don't need any more injuries. And he's played a lot of minutes. Again, that's more of, a lot of the guys, not producing and, Randall being out. But you know what? Please. He's very important to this team. Just sit him. I'm not trying to pull a pun here. He's the heart of this team, or one of the hearts. 41-37 is both free throws are made from Vucevic. So the lineup out here, we've got Jalen Brunson, we have Precious Achua, Isaiah Hartenstein, Dante DiVincenzo, OG Anunoby. DiVincenzo off a handoff, drives, and ball is stripped but fouled by, looks like Torrey Craig once again. Or it might have been Javon Carter, actually.
As of right now, we're scheduled to play Indiana in the playoffs.
Yes, we would. Brunson on the floater. Shot is up. Shot wriggles around, and it is good.
There is one thing I'm curious about, though, because there's still a lot of movement that could happen between the 5 seed and the 8 seed.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That could change a lot as well.
Vucevic hands off to Caruso. Caruso one-on-one against DiVincenzo. Caruso has an open paint, kicks out. Torrey Craig wide open three-pointer. Off, rebounded by DiVincenzo. Here comes Brunson. Here come the Knicks in transition. Brunson dips to DiVincenzo. A little bit of a dangerous pass. Back to Brunson. Brunson to Hartenstein. Hartenstein falls down and is a foul on Javon Carter. Bulls, should I say, are hacking and whacking.
That's
so
pretty accurate, I would say.
I'm
going to take a quick look across the league. Everything's kind of tightened up. Milwaukee up only by 4 right now on Orlando. Mm-hmm. Cleveland barely up on Charlotte. Indiana is taking care of Atlanta at the moment. Miami holding on to a 5-point lead over Toronto, and Philly just crushing Brooklyn. So there's possibility you could see Philly pop out of the play-in spot.
I know my brother NYG is definitely not happy.
Oh, yeah. The Nets are, they're a whole... to me, I'll explain my thoughts in minutes. Hartenstein's at the free throw line. I think they got to embrace a full rebuild. I would even consider trading Mikal Bridges, in my opinion. That's just me.
I don't know.
The issue that I know quite a few Nets fans have is the GM. They don't want him back, and he's coming back. And I kind of agree with them. It should be a full-blown blow-up that starts with management, with the coaching staff, everything. So,
the guys, you see some nice defense there from OG Anunoby on the contest. Brunson drives inside. Layup is no good. Tipped up and is taken by DeRozan. DeRozan nearly stripped. Here comes Carter. Carter transition three-pointer. Shot's no good. Rebound Achua. Achua will bring it up. Knicks down by 1 with about 4:55 to play. He gives to Jalen Brunson. Brunson 101 goes left, doubled. Brunson looking, in the paint. Brunson looking for man. Inside reverse slay, no good. Tipped up, no good. Rebound Vucevic. And Josh Hart is actually at the scorers table, so he's going to play. DeRozan fakes out to Vucevic, back to Carter. Carter, step back three-pointer on the way. Shot is no good. He's not had that shot. Here comes Devo. Devo in transition, fast. Devo goes to his right. Devo gives back to Achua. Achua gives back to Hartenstein. Gives back to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo for three. Shot's no good. Rebounded by Vucevic.
Oh. That's the only downside to Javon Carter's game right there. If he's having an off night, he's going to keep taking that shot until he hits it.
DeRozan misses, tipped up, rebounded by Jalen Brunson. Here come the Knicks. Gives to DiVincenzo, fakes, back to Brunson. Brunson drives, kicks out. DiVincenzo three, got it. Dante DiVincenzo from downtown. And the Knicks go up 2 with the timeout from the Bulls.
As Orlando just tied it with Milwaukee here late in the second.
Yeah, so I was looking at 2. Milwaukee is tied, and Charlotte and Cleveland are literally tied. So those are the 2 games that I'm really watching right now.
I am perfectly fine with Milwaukee sliding, if I'm being honest with all of you.
Think so?
Oh, yeah. I don't want to be the number 2 seed. You know who we're going to deal with? I don't
Miami
want to deal with
Miami or Philly, yeah.
Exactly. I don't want to deal with either one because we have a bad history against Miami and Philly. I don't know what to believe with them. They're a weird team. I'd rather take my chances against the Pacers.
Okay. Do I have to guess on what your opinion is of Doc Rivers being Doc Rivers' coaching of the Bucks? Because he's 15 and 18 as coach, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
I don't listen. The reason why they did it, the excuses, the defensive side was the struggle. And, Adrian wasn't getting anything figured out on that end. I don't agree with the idea of firing a guy mid-season in his first season ever as a head coach. You let him get through the growing pains, not can him and bring in a guy who's been stuck in a booth. But you know what? Milwaukee did something. Again, it's my team. I'm going to have to support it, but doesn't mean I approved of the move. And I think Doc's going to dock, and we're going to be out first round again. At this moment, I start wondering, what if we kept Budenholzer?
Budenholzer is actually the leading candidate for the Brooklyn Nets. I think he might be a good fit there, if I'm being honest. Like, if you want a true culture change, I think he's the guy in a way.
It's what he's good for.
Here's my unpopular opinion: get rid of Marks, bring back Kenny Atkins. Kenny Atkins had that organization with young players headed in the right direction. They wanted to go all in the superstars.
Yep.
And look what happened. So, personally, if you're going to rebuild, that's the way I would try to go, get someone like that. But Absolutely. If you're going to get Budenholzer, that's fine. I don't have an issue with him. He's a good coach, So, it's just that I think he's more suited for a veteran team. So,
I truly believe that he was the scapegoat for last season, just because I felt bad because during the playoffs when we first went in, his brother had died. And he was dealing with some serious family stuff. He really didn't have time to grieve. He just went straight into playoffs with that on his shoulders. And I think it really weighed on him. And it felt unfair to see him get fired because of that. So I always had a little bit of a problem with it. But nobody does that unless your star player tells you, I don't want him here anymore. Because they had a very good relationship. And I don't know why they decided to move on from Griffin. And when they did it, Rivers wasn't even in my top 3 candidates of choice. I wanted Atkinson. I genuinely wanted Atkinson.
I will say this. I did not understand a young coach who was winning. He had the team winning. I understand the defensive issues, like you said. Let him figure these things out.
Agreed.
He's a new coach. You brought him in here, and it was just like, what? And then look at the way you guys are playing. Look at the way that they're playing now. So
it disrupted the rhythm, and he never got the rhythm back.
The biggest issue for me was, to be brutally honest, is the trade for Dame. That to me,
defensively, that's not worked out because I watched videos of the film. He is such a liability defensively, and he does take bad shots. To be fair,
he does. Again, I went into it just off oh my gosh, name alone, holy crap, we got him, and I just completely forgot about there's 2 sides to the game, and it's what made Drew Holiday so dangerous and great for us was that he was such a great defender, still is. He just got that massive contract from Boston, which he wholeheartedly deserves. But with Drew, he was lacking the offensive side. He wasn't consistent enough to be a contributor on the scoring side. I would have liked to see him back still with the team, but they made the move for Dame. Offensively, I thought it helped, but in the end, you'll forget the entire offense runs through Giannis because Giannis is the only guy who can attack the rim like nobody else.
Exactly. Now coming off the make from Josh Hart, Brunson is driving. Brunson inside, kicks out to Anunoby. Hart, and this will be a backcourt violation as this pass was a bad one from Anunoby. But what was I going to say regarding that? Like somebody commented on like the video I was watching, like the Bucks threw away their defensive acumen for Dame Lillard because Drew Holiday is like legitimately the best, best defensive point guard in the NBA without a doubt. That guy. He's just phenomenal. All NBA, always like almost every year, all-star. You could say whatever. Obviously, Brian has a point about his contributions in the playoffs with his offense. But Damian Lillard, like, he's been defensive. I mean, he's bad defensively, never was good. But somebody said, the lights turn up when you're actually playing for a winning team.
Yeah. I have to add, though, right now, Milwaukee, the person anchoring their scoring, despite the fact they don't have Giannis, it's Bobby Portis. Portis is stepping in 14 points so far. Lillard shooting terribly. 1 of 10 from the field in 17 minutes.
Brunson drives right. Brunson under Rosen. Pump fakes. Brunson drives. Nice kick to Anunoby. Anunoby fakes. 2 on the shot clock. Anunoby's going to have to put up a shot. He puts it up, and shot's no good. Rebound tipped up in the air, and it's stolen by the Bulls. 45-43 Knicks. Here comes DeRozan in transition. Inside. Kicks out. Kobe White. Corner. 3. Shots no good. Tipped up. Rebounded by the Knicks. Here they come in transition. Devo inside. Layup is good through the contest from Caruso.
Wow.
47-43. Dante with 17 points in the half. He's guarding Kobe White. White inside with the lay. And White, just to say, is a possible name for most improved player. 47-45.
No, Kobe's been on a tear this year. Absolutely.
Brunson has it. Brunson, 141 to play. 101 versus Caruso. Hart's going to set a guard screen, but he's going to go away. Brunson, 8 to shoot. Brunson double team, kicks to Hart. Hart looking. Hart 101 gives to Hartenstein. Hartenstein has space in the paint. He turns, he shoots. He's fouled. So he'll go to the line for 2.
Ooh.
Greg Johnson, what's up to Coach Ed? And Jeffrey says what's up to everybody as well. And real quick, before I get to Coach Ed, how would you feel about Dan Hurley to the Knicks? There's rumors he's waiting for a job to open. I don't think he's coming to the Knicks.
No.
It doesn't make sense. That's what I wanted. Look at what he's doing at UConn. I mean, to the Knicks, I mean, you're not getting rid of Tibbs. And I'm going to say this. Dan Hurley is better as a college coach. Look at his antics, the way he coaches, how hard he coaches.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to fit in the NBA with grown men.
Hartenstein.
I have to agree with that.
I do agree. Again, like football, college is different than the pros. Absolutely. Like Fred Hoiberg came from, I don't remember what college, but he's now coaching Nebraska. Didn't work with the Bulls.
Iowa State, yeah.
Javonte Green misses the 3, rebounded by the Knicks. Another college coach who's now an advisor with the Pistons, John Beilein. He didn't work out there. Barely lasted half the season. So, again, it's different. Like Billy Donovan's a college coach. I think he was at Florida, but Brunson, floater up, floater no good. Rebound Caruso. Here they come in transition. Passes to White. White inside. Layup is good. Knicks up by 1, 48-47. So Donovan was a college coach. He was with Florida. He won championships, or I should say national titles. But he's like one of the only guys that I could think of that coached college, has worked out in the NBA. Hart, hands off to Brunson. Brunson off the pick and roll. Brunson 1-1 versus Green. 9 to shoot. Brunson doing a little dribbling. Brunson looking, finds Hart. Hart is going to have to pull back for a 3. He misses. Rebound Hartenstein for the stuff. 50-47 Knicks with 30.2 to play.
That's what you like to see right there.
And its defensive efficiency, like I was talking before, seems to be a little bit better.
DeRozan gives to White. White on the drive. White inside, kicks back. Green, corner 3, misses. Tipped up, rebounded by Terry. Terry is fouled by Josh Hart. And I'm assuming that was the Knicks foul to give. So I guess a decent way to use it. But Angry John says, what's up? To the panel and chat, sorry couldn't be on, but I'll be returning soon. Sub Jeff, let's go Knicks. Playoff season almost here. Yes, the first round is expected to start this Saturday as Hartenstein heads to the bench.
And Orlando's on a run to close out the second.
Ooh.
They're up by 5 right now.
Wow. Miami's taking care of Toronto. Indy's taking care of Atlanta. Philly taking care of Brooklyn. Yeah. Cleveland and Charlotte at the half.
And the Bulls turn it over. DeRozan throws a rye pass for White out of bounds. 2.2 seconds for the Knicks to get a shot off.
I wouldn't expect much from this shot. So
no, I'm not expecting either, unless you expect Devo to pull out a half-court shot again, which I don't think he will.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't bet on it.
Hart looking. Gives inside, and this pass is stolen, but it's tipped up, and that'll be the end of the half. As we will head to halftime, the Knicks are up by 3. With pivotal games across the Eastern Conference, The Knicks are up by 3.
Let's take a quick look at these scores that we're approaching halftime. I'll tell you how the seeding shakes out. Right now, if things stand, the Knicks would be your number 2 seed. Milwaukee would be 3, and Cleveland would Cleveland would be 3, and the Milwaukee would be 4.
Wow.
And then over there at 5, let's see. Let's take a look at those teams, shall we? I think Orlando's number 5, right? Orlando's winning, so they would keep the number 5. Everything would stay the same. Orlando would be 5, Indy 6, Philly 7, Miami 8. So the only major change would be in 2 to 4. Milwaukee slips, Knicks take 2, and Cleveland takes 3. So it would be a Milwaukee-Orlando matchup for the first round.
Mm.
You said Orlando and Milwaukee?
Yeah, it would be Orlando and Milwaukee because, Cleveland's winning. We're the only one apparently losing in the 2 to 4 seed area. And again, that's for the better. I'd rather take Orlando in the playoffs. They're a young team, doesn't have the experience.
Exactly.
It would be much better. But again, I'm just nervous because just so many other things. I could tell the effort's not there. We only had 8 guys touch the floor so far. That's it. And it's Crowder, Connaughton, and Beasley. No Gallinari, no Marjan, no Livingston, no Jackson Jr. I mean, it's...
And obviously Giannis is out with the injury. So
yes, and AJ Green too. AJ Green is a sharpshooter for us, and not having him out off our bench is really painful.
So it's in the starting lineup. It would be what? Middleton, Dame, Malik Beasley.
Nope, not Beasley. Beasley's off the bench.
Oh, he's coming off the bench. What about Connaughton? Is he starting?
Bench.
Oh,
they're running with Beverly, Lillard, Lopez, Middleton, and Portis.
Hmm.
So they're running pretty small for the most part.
You're trying to give Dame some help too defensively.
Yeah, with Beverly in the backcourt, that makes sense.
Which I have to say, Pat Bev has been great on the defensive side, but it's literally just the same situation you had with Drew, except Drew had the scoring that Pat Bev can't provide.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. I'm just more upset because you know what made the Bucks so dangerous and why the fall off has happened for Milwaukee? Because when they won that championship in 2021, it was their bench that got them there. If they've subbed the guys out, the next 5 that would come in would still be able to put up any work on anybody. Their bench points were ridiculous, and that's why they were so dangerous and they went so far.
So it was Portis.
Now they don't have that.
On that team, it was Portis, not Grayson Allen, excuse me, Pat Connaughton.
Yes, those were the anchors for the most part.
Well, that's right. You guys also had PJ Tucker starting, and he was.
Yes, we did. We had him. We got him mid-season because we needed some defensive help, and it worked out in our favor.
And he was pivotal.
Yes, I'm trying to remember some other guys that were off the bench.
And somebody mentioned this. Like, I'm going to ask you, Brian, if you agree. Like, do you think you lost that kind of veteran edge, without PJ Tucker?
I don't know if it's that we lost the veteran edge. I think what happened is now to this point we've lost the veteran edge. Once this past offseason was what ruined it, I think. Again, I have nothing against Adrian Griffin. I think he could have worked it out. It takes time. You're a young coach. You got to let the guy work.
Exactly.
You can't act like, we're under so much pressure because Dame has 1 year left on the contract. He's not necessarily re-signing in Milwaukee. You don't want that. You don't want to focus on that. You want to focus on, okay, let's make this team the best we can and try to go as far as we can. Not focus on let's keep Giannis and Dame happy and make it so he wants to come back. When in actuality, he doesn't have to come back. You can survive without him.
Exactly.
I never understood that. That's what bothers me. It's almost to the point where I'm feeling like we're back in the Bledsoe stage, but I can't say that because again, Lillard's not Bledsoe.
Exactly.
Eric bothered me so much. I'll never forgive them for letting Brogdon go to Indiana.
And now, I mean, Brogdon's in Portland now, but he did get a chance to win Sixth Man of the Year. He's like, to me, I felt like when he was in Indiana, he was like an all-star level guard, or at least fringe
Mm-hmm.
all-star level guard, and that's what you guys technically gave up on.
Mm-hmm. They didn't want it, and the guy was a general style, and he could still score on you. He was very good at that. With Bledsoe, I don't know what the reason was that they went with him.
And let me ask you this: didn't you guys try like a zone defense this year with Adrian Griffin, or at least try?
Yeah, we tried to, and it was growing pains because we're used to playing more physical. Just dump and switch, whatever it had to be. That's usually how we were used to play, and then that was with Bud, and then Griffin tried to switch it up.
What's up to Dan from Jets Afterburners podcast? Hope all is well. And a non-basketball question. Jacob asked this earlier, and I didn't mean to skip over it. He says, Coach Ed, what's your philosophy at 6?
Okay. Number one, for my Giants, if you could, I'm of the mindset you trade back. You trade back and try and get assets because there's too many holes with this roster. I know a lot of there are fans that say trade up, trade whatever you can, but I always say the same thing. What are you doing to a young quarterback like that if you don't have other players around him? And most fans can agree the Giants are bad, so you don't trade away assets. You trade back, acquire assets. I would love to trade back and also get a first rounder next year because if you can build your roster, add pieces to it, and if you have multiple first round draft picks next year, if need be, then you could trade up and go after, a quarterback. Now I understand some are saying, oh, there's really not that deep. No one thought there was going to be a deep quarterback draft this year. You might have said Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. No one's expecting him to come out of here. It was Williams and everyone Williams in May. So
Yeah.
But that's my mindset. That's my philosophy. Now, if we're staying there and we have to draft, I'm taking the best wide receiver that's available. If Marvin Harrison Jr. slips to you, fine, great, take him. Or Neighbors or Adunze, you can also take them, even though you can get receivers later in the draft. But right now, if you're there and you have no other alternative, you take a receiver.
All right. So now let me ask this: like, you're not saying like you're fully behind Daniel Jones, but you're like saying, you know what, there's too many holes on this team. I'm not really
Mm-hmm.
I'm not supporting Daniel Jones, but I'm not against Daniel Jones. I'm saying, you know what, we got to build the team. And like, what would your expectations like? Let's just say they take that wide receiver at 6, or they trade back. Would your expectation be, playoffs or bust this year kind of mentality?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're saying again, the truth. I think the truth is like, if you don't take a quarterback this year, you're kind of like putting a decent amount of expectation in Daniel Jones to like, okay, bounce back from last year, the injuries and all that. But you're also putting a fire under Shane and Dable's seat because you're not drafting a quarterback to extend your life a little bit in terms of buying another 2 years.
What I'm looking for, it's not about the position. It's
Okay.
about as an organization, as a team. Is this team first and foremost? Are they competitive in all their games? I don't want to see 40-0 losses. I want to see competitiveness across the board.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what? If you end up 6 or 7 wins, but you're in every game, you're competing, then I know this coaching staff is doing what they need to do, no matter whoever is there. Now, look, Daniel Jones. I'm not, a hater of Daniel Jones. I see talent in Daniel Jones. He just needs to be coached up, and you need to build the right system around him. Now, whether that's here in New York or somewhere else, I don't know. That's for the future. But if you take a wide receiver, whether it's Daniel Jones or whether it's Drew Lock, whether they put the bubble wraps around Daniel Jones because you don't want to possibly have him injured and kick in that $25 million, whatever. My thought is, you know what? Just build the roster. Now they've been doing so far, it seems like an okay job in filling spots with, in the offensive line. That's the biggest thing. The trenches are always going to be a big thing with me.
Oh
I
yeah.
need this offensive line to develop. I need to see a certain level of physicality from my offensive line. But you know what? They need to be able to protect whoever the quarterback is. That's what I'm looking for. So if I see this team competing, I'm going to be more than happy. Now I'm not saying they can compete and be 2-15. Hell no.
Oh no.
Then Shane, well, more than likely Dable will be going. Shane might be, depending on the situation, but yes, I understand the theory. Oh, you get a quarterback that extends your career as a coach. No, not really, not really. Because if you don't develop that quarterback, even in that first year, or you draft a quarterback and he's sitting the bench and you shit the bed, excuse my language, you're
Yeah.
still out of here. So, my thing is, it's a team sport. You need every play. I get the theory that this is a passing league and you need the quarterback. I get all that, but I'm sorry. You know what? Go look at last year. Most of those teams that competed in the playoffs, they had a good running game. Their offensive line, for the most part, was fairly was good, or dominant for the most part. So you still need that, and you still need defense on the other side. So you know what, quarterback, I want to have a team around, or at least something there that you can build off of. And if you have a receiver who could be a number one, and you have a young quarterback, and what's to say you don't draft a quarterback late? I mean, you can get someone. I mean, I was just talking with NYG about it, because I did my top 10. I did 6 through 10 in terms of my quarterbacks. And I said, you know what? Dable, if you talk about fit in his system, and you go to Buffalo, he had a big, athletic, strong arm quarterback who coming in was very inaccurate and had to be developed. And the one quarterback right now I think that fits that is Joe Milton.
Mm.
So
Mm.
Joe Milton, if you think about when Josh Allen was coming out of Wyoming and Joe Milton, they're both big body quarterbacks, strong arm. Now the only difference is Milton has been in college 6 years, so he's going to be older coming into the draft. So I understand the pause there. But if you talk about fit, that's where I would say, okay, that's a late round quarterback. Maybe you can get developed for a year, and then that might be another option next year. So I'm just saying.
Interesting perspective from Coach Ed. Would you now let me ask this? Would you be opposed to, let's say you draft Malik Neighbors, 6 overall, second round pick? Are you using that on Michael Penix if he's still there?
Michael Penix is my number one quarterback out of every quarterback in this draft. Sorry. I'm not high on Caleb Williams. I'm not high on Drake May. No, I'm not. I mean, um, personally speaking, I've done the breakdown. I've looked at the things. I understand the off kilt stuff. Yes, there are some times he can sit in the pocket in terms of Williams and make certain passes, beautiful passes. But there are times where he'll not take the proper check down or the proper pass mid range and throw into triple coverage downfield. And he wants the home run plays, or he wants to play backyard football. He's also 6'1". There's a lot of times his passes get batted down. So I get his talent, and I get the some people compare him to Patrick Mahomes, even though to me he's not. But Michael Penix is my number one quarterback. I understand the injury history, but people say he has issues in movement in the pocket. I've seen plenty of times he's manipulated the pocket. He's made the right move. He's made right read, stepped up, put the ball in a spot where his receivers can catch and run. And he can make every throw that's out there. So he's my number one, and I've been watching him since he was coming out of high school out of Florida. So it's not like I'm just going off of what he did at Washington. I've been watching him in high school, going to Indiana because I was hoping my school, Rutgers, would have drafted him, but he went to Indiana, did his thing in Indiana until the injuries came into play, and then he moved on to Washington, and look what you got right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Penix has phenomenal arm strength too, but Brian?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, like, when you said Penix was your number one, I was in the same boat a few months ago when I was first reading through and doing my breakdowns on quarterbacks as well. But I think what it stands out to me is Caleb is, to me, still no number one, because it's just going to be the way it is. It's the consensus. There's no changing that. In terms of outcome, no, I don't. I think the problem is with Caleb, it's guaranteed starter, possible Pro Bowler. That's really what his floor is. With Penix, his floor is much lower because one thing is they're talking about his injury concerns. The injuries he's had in the past, what if it flares up again and he has the same issues? Even though he's cleared all his medicals, teams still have that realistic concern.
Mm-hmm.
But he still has the mobility and all of that. And I do think he's a very good quarterback. He absolutely has to sit a year. He has to sit a year. I think Bo Nix has to sit a year. I think anybody outside of those top three has to sit a year. Even Drake May, I might even throw in the conversation, might have to sit a year before they even get to see the field. That would be the ideal situation where they can be at their best to start and have the most impact. Now, if you're talking about the only quarterback I could argue over Caleb right now, I would put Jaden Daniels. Because watching,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have Jaden as my number one, possibly over Caleb, because more than I watch the tape on him, the more I love his play style. And you know who it reminds me of? It reminds me of Randall Cunningham. I would say there's a lot of mobility in his game. His arm strength is not the strongest, but it is still, he still makes some great decisions. He's good at flying, at making moves on the run, improvising. That's what makes him a great quarterback. And in this league today, you need quarterbacks that can improvise because the game has changed a good amount. And I think he brings that.
I agree with you in terms of the game changing and because of the rules. But you know what? You still can get away in a sense with a pure pocket passer, if you want to call them that. Because I know people consider Michael Penix a pocket passer. No, but he can still run. He can still run. Don't think he
Yeah,
can't run. Don't. He may not be elusive. He can slip out and run straight down the field where Daniels can shake a guy out of his boots. Even Caleb Williams, for that matter, they can definitely do that, and I know that excites the fan. Me, I'll be honest though. I look at it from a coaching perspective, and what do I look at? The fundamentals, and the system. How are you building your system? If you're building it off of ad-libbing, to me, that's setting yourself up for failure.
Exactly.
I get the backyard. I get, fans love it. I get, fantasy football. I get all of that. And those are the driving forces behind it. As an old school coach who looks at the system, the fundamentals, I like a balanced offense. I don't like an offense that's 80-20, 80 passing, 20 running. That you know what? That's like the air raid offense in college. That's really what you're running in the pros. It's just a little variation. Now, if you want to say 35-65, I'd like it more 60-40. I get the passing. That's how I love it. I love play action because I look at the old school, but the game is back on. We could talk about that later.
Yeah, sure.
I love play action too. I'm going to leave it at that. I love that.
Knicks had to make on a Jalen Brunson floater, but this is a nice shot here by Kobe White for the lay, so it's 52-49. Jalen Brunson will bring it up. Brunson has it. He's going to hand off to OG Anunoby. He hands off to Josh Hart. OG goes left. OG driving this time. OG, nice pass to Hartenstein. Hartenstein inside. Layup is good. Nice pass from OG. Finds a little opening in the paint for Hartenstein. It's 54-49.
Wow, Indiana, 86 points in the first half. Damn.
Jesus. DeRozan for three. Shot's no good. Rebounded, tipped. Here come the Knicks. DiVincenzo, 1v4, 2v4 actually. Gives to Brunson. Brunson drives. Inside. Ball is loose and is stripped by Vucevic. And here comes DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan, one-on-one. DeRozan going to get to his mid-range. Gives back to Vucevic, back to Caruso. Gives to Vucevic. Vucevic can be guarded by Anunoby, but he puts up the lay-in, and it's 54-51 Knicks. DiVincenzo has it, gives back to Hart, back to Brunson. Brunson one-on-one, gets a hard screen. Brunson now going to get a Hartenstein screen, goes left. Brunson driving to the paint. Brunson inside, lefty lay, off the glass. It is good. 56-51 Knicks. Jalen Brunson continues to cook. White has it. White one-on-one versus DiVincenzo. White nearly stripped. White goes left to right. White on the drive, inside, in the floater. Fakes out Hartenstein and puts it up and in. Little fake there in the post, but he puts up the basket. 56-53. 9:43 to play. Both teams have hit 3 field goals in the quarter. Brunson has it. Brunson 1-on-1 goes left, kicks to Hartenstein. Hartenstein kicks out to the corner. Anunoby, corner 3. Shots no good. Rebounded by Javonte Green. DeRozan will bring it up, defended by Anunoby. Pick and roll. Goes across the screen. DeRozan dips to Vucevic. Vucevic, lefty hook. Shot is up, and he gets the roll. It is the Bulls within 1, 56-55. Brunson hands off to Dante DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo looks. Gives off to Hartenstein. Nice pass to Brunson. Brunson double teamed inside. Floaters up. Floaters good. And the foul. Jalen Brunson with some magic. He will try the old-fashioned three-point play.
Had me scared for a second. I thought he got hurt the way he was walking.
He is good for an off-balance shot or two. But a nice pass from Hartenstein to set up the nice shot from Brunson.
Let me see. Miami is go ahead. Sorry.
So is it safe to say that Indy and Miami have won
Yeah.
at this point?
Probably. Toronto's not playing for anything, let's be honest. Neither is
Washington.
Yeah.
Boston's killing Washington 81-67. Yeah, Indiana's up 20. Miami's up. Yeah, they're heck, wow. Orlando's up by 8 over Milwaukee.
Yeah, like I said, Milwaukee's just a mess without Giannis.
Brunson 1-on-1 versus Caruso, 15 to shoot. Brunson goes right to the pick and roll. Brunson contested three-pointer. Got it! Jalen Brunson from downtown. Knicks go
What
up
a shot. Great job capitalizing on the mismatch.
Aaron Judge with a home run.
Yes, I saw that. The 3-0 Yankees. Vucevic turns inside, kicks out. Javonte Green back to DeRozan. DeRozan inside, kicks back to Green. Green open for 3 on the wing. He knocks it down.
Yep. Great job drawing the players away from the perimeter. That's what that did.
Both teams have hit 5 threes. DiVincenzo looking. He finds Hart. Hart looking for a handoff. Hart goes right to the Brunson screen. Hart inside. Nice contested lay over DeRozan. 66-58.
Nothing DeMar could do there.
Mm-hmm.
White goes to the right against Hartenstein. White fakes. A couple of fakes inside. Gets the lay. Nifty footwork there from Kobe White. It's actually 64-60 now.
So glad he's getting more opportunities. He really has shown his potential.
DeRozan driving, inside looking. I'm sorry, that was Brunson. Kicks to DiVincenzo, misses the 3. Rebound Caruso. Here come the Bulls. DeRozan driving, inside. Contact is there. Shot is good, and the foul. So the Bulls have a chance to be within 1.
Orlando's pulling away. They're up by 9.
Mm.
You see DeRozan with the Euro step and draws the contact there from Hart.
Unreal. I don't even know what to think.
Imagine,
Paolo's already over 21. Franz has got 12, and Isaac's got 10.
Franz Wagner is playing?
Yep.
Thought he was out. Okay.
No, he's playing.
Brunson rebounds the free throw miss. Knicks up by 2. Brunson hands off. Nope, he's going to fake the handoff to DiVincenzo. He goes right to the pick. Gives back to DiVincenzo. Kicks to Anunoby. Anunoby drives. Anunoby inside. Kicks back. Oh, stolen pass here from White. Here comes Caruso. Caruso inside. Shots blocked by DiVincenzo. Here come the Knicks. They have the advantage. Now it's a 2-on-3. 3-on-3. Brunson 1-on-1. Backing down to DeRozan. Kicks. Hart. Top of the key. He fakes. Gives back to Brunson and a turnover there. I don't think Hart should have hesitated.
Sometimes he just gets. He has to be confident in it. Sometimes he just starts to question himself.
As you see the defensive play, the shot blocked by DiVincenzo on Caruso. We head to a timeout. What I was going to say was, and what's up to Classy Nasty as well. I'm sorry I didn't check on your comment, but imagine Kobe White with what would have Lonzo Ball been.
Mm-hmm.
And Lonzo Ball and his brother also is injured as well, out for the season. Imagine that's such a mystery, both of them, because I think Lonzo would have been a great fit on the Bulls. Not that he wasn't a great fit already, because he played a lot of games and the Bulls looked really good. They were like one of the top teams defensively. But once he got hurt, just like they lost their kind of aura, their rhythm. Not that they're like a horrendous team. but they're just less apt defensively. You have three guys, normally in their starting lineup. Obviously, I'm mentioning Levine; he's out with an injury. It would be
Mm-hmm.
Levine, Vucevic, and DeRozan. They don't play defense. Lonzo's wingspan, let alone, can guard the best. Guard the best perimeter player on any team. So the Bulls, I mean, they also drafted Io DeSumo a couple of years ago, but DeSumo's out with an injury. The mock draft we had on the show, people thought I was crazy. The Raiders will Raiders and trade to the Jets. Trade with the Jets to 10 for Penix. I don't think Penix is being picked at 10.
No shot.
I don't think so, because I don't think the Raiders are going to be that aggressive. This is not like Al Davis running the team where they need to win now. What's up to disgruntled as well, but I don't know what position they honestly pick. I mean, they do have O'Connell, they have Gardner Minshew, but
I actually just built I'm already working on my next big thing for this coming week, and next week leading to the draft. Draft previews by division, grouping all the teams together, going over all the signings, players lost, returning players, their biggest needs in every draft pick the teams have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be doing one of those videos soon. I've already started putting my list together, and I could tell you right now what I have right now for the Raiders at the moment.
you could tell us?
Yeah, I could tell you.
Okay.
I genuinely could. Not even kidding. I have a whole list. For the Raiders here, I have down their biggest needs is quarterback, clearly, because O'Connell and Minshew is not going to work. Tackle and corner. That's their biggest things right now. Because if you look at like the corner spot, they definitely need some help. And they didn't gain anything in these signings or have any returning players at that spot. In fact, they lost to Meek Robertson, who's actually was pretty solid this year for them, to Detroit. So they really need to beef up that spot. And, at the tackle spot too, you lost Brandon Parker being one of their names and Illuminor.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they didn't get anybody else in that spot. All they've added is Wilkins at D tackle, Minshew, Bryant, and Alexander Madison. And you look at what they lost, and it's way more significant.
Nice to see that. Also, another former Nick who is Marbury's teammate, Jay Crossover, Jamal Crawford, is actually at the game.
Nice.
And so is two Soprano stars, Edie Falco and Steve Sharipa. But nice to see that Jay Crossover is at the Garden. Disgruntled is a Raiders fan, says, I think the Raiders go O-line or best available player.
I think it would probably be more O-line at that spot if they can. But, I mean, again, it depends. How badly do they want a quarterback?
Well, the other question is what O-line, I mean, do you think you can get an O-line in the second round also?
Block.
Yeah, I think in the first round, if I could tell you one thing for sure, I think Fuaga's slipping.
Really think so?
100%. You guys are probably going to go Bowers. I think you guys are going Brock now. You're going to go Brock unless one of those top receivers slip, because that's where you're lacking the most now, is at the receiver and the just skill position spot.
Just to recap this beautiful block by Hartenstein, Vucevic was going to go up for the dunk, blocked by Hartenstein from the weak side. Or I should say Hartenstein come from the strong side. But anyways, there was a turnover on the Knicks for an offensive foul on Anunoby. DeRozan has it, screened out by Vucevic. DeRozan drives to mid-range, shot is up and good. 64-64. DeRozan with 17 points. Looks like the Bulls' strategy is to switch the pick and roll coverage. Anunoby gives back to Brunson. Brunson one-on-one. Brunson through a pick, gives to Hartenstein. Hartenstein inside. Nice pass to Hart. Beautiful play. That's what we talk about with Hartenstein's passing and the cutting from Josh Hart. 66-64. White inside. Floater up and good.
Milwaukee has closed the gap. It is now a 3-point game. Middleton, Lillard, and Lopez all contributed to get them back in.
Brunson one-on-one. Goes left on Caruso. Brunson drives. Brunson in the mid-range. 7 to shoot. Gives back to Hart. Hart one-on-one. Looking. Gives to Brunson. 3 to shoot. Brunson turnaround. Brunson in the floater. Shot is up. No good. Tipped out. Nice play by Hartenstein. DiVincenzo gives to Hartenstein. Hartenstein. Nice pass. And DiVincenzo loses it out of bounds.
I'm starting to get concerned with the minutes here.
Let's see. Ooh, it was a no-look dime from Hartenstein to Hart.
Let's take a look. Let's actually take a look at those minutes real quick.
You can tell just by watching these guys. I mean,
Yeah, DiVincenzo's had the most time on the floor so far. He's at 30. He's got 30. Brunson 25. Hart's at 27. Hartenstein's at 20, and Onunobi's at 22.
Vucevic versus Hart. He has the mismatch. Gives to White. Back to DeRozan. DeRozan on the drive. DeRozan inside. Kicks back. White at the top of the key. Misses the three. Put back. No good. Tipped up in the air. Taken by White. Inside. Shot is blocked. And now passes out of bounds. It is Knicks basketball.
Nice.
Yeah, Chua 7, Bogdanovich 8, Mitchell 7, McBride 6 minutes. These minutes are going to hurt them.
Cleveland up by 8 still. I think Philly's kind of got it locked down at this point with Brooklyn, but anything could happen.
True. Josh Hart will bring it up for the Knicks. It is Brunson, DiVincenzo, Hart, Anunoby, and Achua. Brunson drives in the paint, fakes, kicks to the corner. DiVincenzo misses the corner three. Rebound, DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan has it. Goes to his right off the pick. DeRozan inside. Layup is up in the air, no good, but a foul is called on Achua.
That Judge homer you mentioned earlier was 469.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's right. I did see it earlier. It was like
Moonshot.
Shocking.
Hope he continues to get back into his normal mode.
Yeah. I mean, it's exciting to see the Yankees' success, even with Judge playing down a little bit. But once he starts playing up. But anyways, DeRozan does make the free throw, so he is one of two thus far. Let's see if he'll be 2-2. He's the oldest NBA player, folks, to lead the NBA in total minutes. Previous was LeBron in 2017-18.
Well, incoming suspension for Juju Smith-Schuster.
PEDs?
Nope, he just did something very stupid on Snapchat.
What'd he do?
Posted a picture of his man parts.
Oh.
Public.
So his personal Snapchat.
Like the one that people can see.
No, I get it. I'm just saying you're going to suspend him for.
I think that could happen. You don't know. He said it's accidentally, but I mean, still. I just saw the report now. You know how the NFL is. They can be very weird with what they choose to suspend and not suspend.
That's true. DeRozan off the miss gets the rebound. Guarded by Achua. DeRozan misses the three, rebounded by Anunoby. Brunson will bring it up. Bogdanovich at the scores table. Brunson goes left. He's in a double. Gives back to Hart. DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo catch and shoot. Misses. Rebounded by Carter. And I could tell you, Coach Ed, I agree with the minutes aspect because some of these shots are falling short.
Mm-hmm. They're getting tired, and it's going to wear, and they haven't hit anything. Still at 66.
And you see now as Vucevic gets the N1 off an Achua foul, so Vucevic will go to the line. Knicks might need a timeout, even that.
So they're fine, but I don't see any punishment happening. Yes, I got to see what's conduct detrimental.
Yeah,
that would be the question. But again, like I said, the NFL is very, very weird with how they choose their suspensions. It's always debated.
It comes back to that. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to get y'all in trouble.
Brunson gives to Achua. Achua inside. Backing down. Vucevic gives back to Bogdanovich. Screen from Achua. Yeah. Bogdanovich double teamed. Bogdanovich looking. And he's fouled by Dalen Terry. So it's a reach in. It was on the entry pass to Achua. And a timeout will be called by the Bulls.
5 down.
Knicks have some work to do. They're down 5, 71-66.
How many shots have they missed during this time frame? It seems like there's 10?
Let's see. Let's pull up the third. Let me see if I can pull up the third quarter numbers.
Cleveland's up by 9. Orlando's up by 7. Brooklyn is fighting back. They're down to 8.
Orlando trying to create space again. They're only up by 7.
I mean, looking at it, Coach, I'm looking at the grid they have.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 missed shots. They've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. So they're
They're
shooting.
50%.
Yeah,
Okay. It just seems like it seems like they're missing more than they made, but okay.
It's
yeah.
definitely better than was the first half, though. First half, it was a little bit. I think they were still under 50, right?
I
In
think
the first half.
they might have been under 50.
Yeah, I think that well, the last time I checked, first quarter it was 43%, I believe.
Yeah, they're
So,
at 46 now, 46.6. Still less than
so
Chicago, though.
the bottom line then it's their defense. Their defense is not stopping Chicago.
Yeah, they're kind of just getting anything they want in the paint a little bit. So obviously you saw the Vucevic and one. Yeah, there's looking at the grid. There's been some shots made. Kobe White with some floaters. It's the constants have been Kobe White and DeMar DeRozan this far. So
So,
yeah, yeah,
so where's Mitchell? Because I haven't seen him in. Because that would help. Because they just brought a Chua in. So
yeah.
maybe it's they're controlling his minutes. I mean, maybe that's what it is. But Mitchell would help in the paint. That's one thing I will say. He
He
will
would.
help in the paint, and just in terms of intimidation alone.
Yes, and he'd also give the Knicks not the Knicks not that the Knicks haven't had this, but what was I going to say? They need additional second chance opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
think they've had a ton in the third quarter.
Also, neither team really doing well from three today.
Yeah, they got to be shooting like 30%, like in the low 30s. If I'm
No,
making
not even lower.
20s,
25% for the Knicks, 23.8 for the Bulls.
Ooh.
The Knicks are 5 of 20. The only person who's actually made a good amount of threes is DiVincenzo, and he's 3 of 9.
yeah, that's even 33%. So the Cadillac trivia question: since Red Holtzman in 80-81, only 4 Knicks coaches have recorded a 50-win season. I can name one of them: Mike Woodson, Pat Riley,
Pat Riley,
Jeff Van
Jeff
Gundy,
Van Gundy.
and there's another one. It's only
Is it what's his name? Who I hated just because he was offensive. Damn, what's his name?
D'Antoni.
Yeah,
It wasn't D'Antoni. The last one was Rick Pitino.
really.
Yeah, he
I
was the
forgot about that. Yes, in
late
the
80s,
88,
very late
1988. Yeah, he did a lot of the pressing threes. You're right.
late 80s with Rick Pitino. That was a very very young Patrick Ewing. And same thing with I think that's when the Knicks had Bill Cartwright. They also had Mark Jackson. What's his name?
Was Bernard there? I think Bernard. No, Bernard was
He was probably. I think he was maybe. He was. I think he might have been with another
on
team at that point.
no, after the Knicks, he went to Washington, so I know
Yeah.
that. I'm just trying to remember because Bernard is my all-time favorite Knicks, so I'm trying to remember.
Brunson gets Craig up in the air and draws the foul. So I think like Bernard King was there till about like 86,
87,
87.
yeah, 86, 87, I think is when he left.
And that's got to be, if I'm not mistaken, there was Hubie Brown, who's a phenomenal announcer, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He's 90 years old and he's still doing broadcasting, which is amazing. But anyways, Brown was the coach, for Ewing's rookie year, and I think his second. Then Pitino came in.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Brunson knocks down the free throw, and then it was Pitino, and then I think it was somebody. I think it might have been somebody else in the middle, and then it was Pat Riley.
Oh, Charlotte staging a comeback.
What's his name? Was it Hill?
I got to look that up. Coach after Rick Pitino. Brunson misses the second. Knicks down 4, by the way.
All right.
DeRozan has it. 1-on-1 versus Hart. DeRozan now switched on to Achua. DeRozan gets into his bag, misses the mid-range jumper, tipped up in the air, rebounded by DiVincenzo. Here come the Knicks, down 4. DiVincenzo driving, kicks to Hart. Hart, 1-on-1. Looking, finds Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich dribbling, 14 to shoot. Goes to his right, now switched on to Terry. Gives back to Brunson, 9 to shoot. Brunson driving to the paint. Brunson's shot is up. Shot is no good, no contact, no foul. Brunson gets his miss. Brunson looking, gives to Hart. 10 to shoot. Gives back Bogdanovich. High arcing 3. He's got it. Bojan Bogdanovich from downtown. Knicks within 1.
That's what you need. That's what you need from Bogdan. Okay, Philly's back up.
DeRozan switched on to Hart. DeRozan in the paint. DeRozan is fouled. And Hart not happy with the call.
Charlotte's really going after Cleveland.
I don't
I
think
don't know
Cleveland.
how they showed up like that, but they are only 6 out.
I don't think that Cleveland is lasting maybe past the first round.
Yeah, I have to agree there. Also, am I crazy? Donovan Mitchell's not playing?
Is that injury related or?
No, because he's not in the lineup. It's Porter, Strus, Allen, Okoro, and Mobley. Evan Mobley, specifically.
Josh Hart having a discussion with another Brooklyn native, Zach Zarba, the referee, actually went to Midwood High School as the first free throw was made. Those two coaches, coach, were Stu Jackson and John McLeod.
Stu Jackson, that's what I was thinking about. And yeah, Stu Jackson, John McLeod. I was trying to remember when I think it was Bob Hill was there, Lenny Wilkins.
Wilkins was in the 2000s, actually.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right because he was after. I think he was right
Don
after.
Chaney,
Yeah, after Cheney and before.
Larry Brown.
And I was thinking Isaiah Thomas. That's what I was thinking about.
Caruso was fouled by Hart. That's his fifth. Nick's got to be careful. Or I should say he's got to be careful. Nick's made the bucket on the previous layup from Jalen Brunson. Hart is going to have to go sit down. And Anunoby will have to check in for more minutes.
Philly's up by 19 now. It's done. Orlando's up by 10.
Caruso knocks down the first free throw. Hart with 8 points, but 5 fouls.
Hmm.
74-72 with a minute 18 remaining.
So it's looking like no matter what happens, Miami's going to be in a play-in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Both free throws. Go ahead.
If Orlando somehow finds a way to choke this game and lose to Milwaukee, Orlando would slip down to the play-in as well.
Achua gives to Brunson. Minute 11 to play. 75-72. Brunson drives into the paint. Brunson's shot is up. Shot is good somehow, but no foul was called. It's amazing how many times he could get hacked and whacked and no foul.
A lot of referees think he's trying to intentionally draw the foul, which you should just call it what you see, period.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yep.
77-74. Knicks down 3. Brunson goes right. Brunson on Craig. Brunson going to screen switch from Bogdanovich. Brunson pull up 3. Shot's no good. Tipped up in the air. Tipped into the backcourt. Here comes Craig. Craig inside lays it up and in.
Oh, man. Up by 5 now. 35 to go.
Brunson will bring into the front court. Brunson, and a foul, I guess, was called against the Bulls. That would be on Javon Carter.
How many fouls is Carter at now?
It
seems like they've been blowing the whistle a lot on him tonight.
He has 2 fouls. I'll double check that for you, but yeah, 2 personal fouls.
Okay.
Goes to his right against Carter. 12 to shoot, gives to Brunson. Brunson gets a screen from Anunoby. Brunson driving to the paint. Brunson had an open Bogdanovich, but he is tripped up by DeRozan, and he is fouled. That'll bring the Knicks to the free throw line because they are in the bonus.
There you go. And Milwaukee now down 13.
Oh, shit.
Orlando turned up the heat. What's the points look like? Oh, my gosh. Paolo's at 26. Wagner at 18. Paolo is cooking.
Orlando's at 5. Heck, they can even take Cleveland in the first round.
Jalen grabbed his ankle there. I think he just tweaked it. Nothing crazy.
Brunson at the free throw line. He knocks down the first. Deuce McBride will come in as he's going to take over. Bogdanovich will sit down for about a minute. He's probably going to play in the fourth quarter, obviously. So only for defense in the back half of the third.
Charlotte is within 3.
It literally looks like if the Knicks pull this out, that they could be the 2 seed, and that would be the highest since 2013. But again, they got to pull it out. So,
yeah,
Knicks down by 3, 79-76. Bulls have all the time in the world. They have no shot clock. Shot clock turned off. 13 seconds to play. It's DeRozan versus Anunoby. White comes for a switch. Switched on to him. White kicks. Caruso, three-pointer. Shot is good from Caruso. Knicks down 6 now. DiVincenzo looking to inbound. Looking. Finds Pachua. Gives to Brunson. Pass deflected up in the air. And that will be the end of the third quarter. Knicks down 6 as we head to the fourth.
Mm.
And Charlotte is now 1 point down
Okay,
on Cleveland.
They're rolling. What's up to Brooklyn Brothers Food Review? Yes, let's get to 15 likes, as Alex says. Come on, Knicks. I want 50 wins. What's up to Alex Prime Sports? So, yeah, again, a lot of things on the line here for the Knicks. Obviously, if they win, Milwaukee loses, they get the 2 seed. Let's pull up the scenarios again, because there's plenty of them.
Yes. I got to say, Charlotte's playing really well, though. I'm shocked at how well they're playing as a team.
I'm shocked, too.
JT Thor's got 17, Bryce McGowan's 18, and then Nick Smith Jr. off the bench with 18.
Again, reminder real quick, folks, the clinching scenarios. With a win today, the Knicks would clinch 50 wins, the most since the 2013 team with Carmelo Anthony. Second seed, they'd clinch with a win and a Milwaukee loss. They would clinch a third seed with a win or a Cleveland loss. And they'd clinch the fourth seed with a Cleveland win and a Milwaukee loss and a loss by themselves. So a lot hanging for the Knicks. They're only down 6, though.
DeRozan, 21 points. Vucevic, 25. Caruso, 5. Green, 9. Kobe White, 16. Craig, 2. Terry, 4. That's all for scoring for Chicago. For the Knicks, Anunoby, 5. Hart, 8. Hartenstein, 8. Devo, 17 still. Brunson, 29. Achua, nothing. Bogdanovich, 7. Robinson, 0. McBride, 2. So right now, that third quarter, Devo did not score any points, so he needed to score. And Anunoby also with the 5 points. He's shooting, 2 of 6, 1 of 3 from 3.
Looks like he'll have to do a lot more shooting. But again, the most underrated aspect, or I should say it's really underrated. It's in these playoff games, it's going to be the non-Brunson minutes that determines whether we win or we lose a game.
Mhm.
It's that simple. It's McBride, it's Josh Hart, it's DiVincenzo. Not that they don't already do enough. It's Bogdanovich, it's Achua if he's in the rotation, Mitchell Robinson. So a lot rides with the non-Brunson minutes. Brunson can't play 48 minutes a game. That just doesn't happen. You're not trying to kill him.
No, he definitely can't do it, and that's the thing. Guys have to step up around him. It's you're not expecting 30 points from everyone else. So
Exactly.
but you know what, Anunoby, 15 points a game, 15 to 20. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that's good. Devo, he definitely should be hitting in the close to the 20-point range. Hartenstein, give me a double. 10 and 10 every game.
Yeah.
Josh Hart, if we can get back to Mr. Triple Double,
Exactly.
that's good. Now, Precious Achua, to be honest with you, I need 8 to 10 points from him. And Bogdanovich,
I'd say obviously double digits because that's
Yeah.
what that's who he is off the bench. I'm not expecting 20 from him, obviously, but
No.
10 to 15 per game. Is that
Yes.
fair? That's fair.
No, that's exactly fair. And McBride, it can give me 8 to 12 points a game. The biggest thing with him is his on-ball pressure.
Yeah.
I always say the same thing. I know they say he played quarterback in high school, but that boy played cornerback. I'm sorry. He played cornerback somewhere along the line, but the game is back. Go ahead.
The Knicks just got beat on a backdoor cut. I think Anunoby actually did some ball watching, and DeRozan cut right behind him for a dunk as this pass is deflected out of bounds. Stone Lake ball. So the Knicks are now down 8 as of right now.
They just pulled up a good number, too. The Knicks are losing the turnover battle.
That's also very much a factor. DiVincenzo gives to Achua. Achua hands to McBride, 7 to shoot. Looks for Anunoby. Anunoby versus DeRozan. Here comes a screen. Anunoby, one-on-one. Drives to the paint inside. Foul and 1. OG Anunoby gets the Knicks within 6.
There you go. In good news, it looks like Charlotte has taken a nice lead. They're up by 6.
Wow.
Charlotte
wait a
got a
minute.
nice point swing.
I just noticed that Achua is starting in the third. Yeah, it's Achua, McBride, and is that
They made a switch.
Bogdanovich? Yeah, that's Bogdanovich. Yeah,
Yep.
Numbers
OG,
a lot.
Dante,
Yeah.
Precious, Bogdan, and Miles.
is Tibbs. Is he trying to work on the bench, or is he the white flag?
I don't think he's waving the white flag personally. I think he still wants to win, but I'm just interested to why Mitchell Robinson's not in the game. Maybe it's a conditioning thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But Deuce goes right to the screen. Deuce drives, kicks out to Anunoby. Anunoby versus Dalen Terry. Anunoby goes left to the Achua screen. Now switch on to Torrey Craig, a better defender. Anunoby pulls up, shot no go, and the shot clock will wind down, but the Bulls grab the rebound. Knicks down 6. Here comes Terry. Terry one-on-one versus McBride. Screen from Craig. Driving to the paint. Passes nearly awry, and a foul on the floor.
Let's see. The Knicks are 10 of
If they're-
14 and 3-point free throws. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If they're not going to play and put Robinson on the floor, why isn't Sims getting rotational minutes? That's what I
Thank
don't
you.
understand.
Well, you're good.
Jericho's got to be out there at that point. You can't be running out there and wasting Hartenstein, risking injury with him too with the minutes.
Well, they're
Yep.
playing Precious at the 5 right now.
Hartenstein just blocked Devontae Green with the
Oh,
dunk.
okay.
Here come the Knicks. DiVincenzo drives. DiVincenzo retreats back, gives back to Deuce, back to Bogdanovich. 3-pointer from Bogdanovich, knocks it down. Knicks within 3.
That's why you got him.
Exactly. That's what you need.
Knicks down
Ooh,
3.
Charlotte up 7? Wow.
Yep, Charlotte's putting him away.
Caruso knocks down a step back 3. I'm sorry, that's a 2. He was on the line.
Yep, that's going to do it. Charlotte's going to beat Cleveland. So no matter what, the Knicks will be a 3rd seed at minimum. That's going to do it.
Look,
Bogdanovich
loses it, and it's going to be a dunk here for the Bulls.
I think that's what Tibbs is doing. He's watching what's going on.
That has to be it. Again, it's still a fairly close game. The Knicks can still win this.
Oh, yeah.
But there's no longer an immense amount of pressure to, win this game anymore. Because now you're no longer a 4 fighting against a 5. You're at least going to be a 3 fighting a 6.
Great dunk.
Even though Orlando's kind of got this wrapped up too. They're up by 14.
They're down by 7 now.
Knicks down by 7. Great block by Hartenstein, but the Knicks still have some ways to go.
Has Milwaukee waved the white flag yet? They have put Crowder in and Beasley with Middleton, Portis, and Bev. So Lillard's off the floor. So that tells me they're probably calling it.
Yeah, Indiana's up by 35. Miami's up by 26. Philly's up by 25. Yeah.
I think Orlando's kind of got it sealed up the way Milwaukee's playing now. They slowed their pacing down. I don't think they're okay.
So what's Orlando? What can Orlando do? So in terms
They're up by 18. Gonna do it.
well, the Magic can't get 4, so Cleveland's locked into 4.
So that would pretty much lock in. Yep, that would lock in Orlando at 5, Indy at 6, Philly at 7, and Miami at 8.
Oh, that's going to be a tough playing game right there. The Sixers and the Heat.
Yep, but if things stay the way they are right now, it will mean the Knicks are going to play the Pacers in the first round.
The Knicks defense has to step up because the Pacers are going to try and push. They're going to try and push the rock. They're going to try and run them. They're going to try and run them because they like speed. They like scoring.
Two polar opposite teams.
Yeah.
Yep. The Milwaukee Bucks fall off needs to be studied. Oh my gosh, 10 less wins than last year.
Jeez.
We had 59 wins last year. We're at 49.
But you wanted to get rid of.
Hey, not me. That was a horse.
No, not
decision.
you. Yeah. No, I'm not mean you. I'm just saying they wanted to get rid of. First of all, a Super Bowl, a championship winning coach.
Yeah.
You wanted to get rid of him. initially for a rookie coach, and then for Doc Rivers. And all I can say is every Sixers fan that I talk to, they just laugh. They just laugh when you talk about Doc Rivers.
Of course they do.
What did Doc he only what lasted 3 years in Philly?
Yeah, I think so.
I've always
he's-
been Doc's biggest critic, and yet he ended up on my team anyway.
There's a
karma.
lot. To be fair, there's a lot of Doc critics. I mean, obviously you're one of them. But what was I going to say? Was he the worst Game 7 record in all of NBA history out of a coach? I mean, that's horrible. That's just telling you like the thing is with Doc, he tells players to make adjustments. He doesn't make the adjustments himself.
That was my biggest argument with Budenholzer, is that he really struggled with making in-game adjustments. Sometimes they were poorly timed or they just didn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes just didn't adjust at all. And it became an issue. And that's kind of, I think, what also played a part in is the adjustment problems.
Yeah.
But again, with Griffin, I still cannot believe at this point that I'm still talking about how Griffin got wrongfully fired midway through the season.
And Obi got fouled by Vucevic, so he'll go to the line for 2.
Even our guy who was our stand-in coach for those couple of games, he was pretty good. He could have stayed.
Prunty?
Yeah, Prunty could have stayed. I would have been perfectly fine with Joe Prunty. Because again, he was still playing in Griffin's system, so that would have worked just fine. They could have smoothed out the edges.
I don't know.
Instead, this is just. I'm not looking forward to the wreck for Miami.
Anunoby knocks down the second free throw. And to think about it, guys, the Bucks are paying not 2 but 3 coaches. Budenholzer, they're paying him. They're paying Griffin. They're paying Doc. 3 coaches.
Correct.
Kobe White across the screen gives back to Vucevic. Vucevic driving. Vucevic inside, kicks to the corner, back to Carter, back to White. White driving in the paint. White inside, kicks to Green. Green inside, gets the lay.
Yeah.
Here's the question, though, for Milwaukee. Do they also get rid of Doc?
He is an interim, isn't he? Or do they hire him as a full head coach?
He's a full-time head coach. I thought he got a 3-year contract. Didn't he get a 3-year contract?
I think he did. The problem is, again, knowing John Horst and how he does things, they're going to want to give him a full season as coach. They want to see how he does in a full season.
Tibbs is screaming for a timeout.
It took Milwaukee so long, the fans, to get Budenholzer removed. And there was still opposition of him getting the move when we did. You know, for the longest time, we felt like the 2021 championship bought him a lot of time.
White driving inside, kicks, passes deflected, kicks out to Carter. Bulls up by 8. Vucevic against McBride, gives back. Carter, top of the key 3-pointer, shot won't fall, rebound Hartenstein.
How is Indiana up so much?
Hell, I haven't even seen. Where the hell is Burks?
He's out of the rotation, I think. DiVincenzo misses a 3. Rebound McBride. McBride gives back. Anunoby, 3-pointer. That's good. OG Anunoby from the wing. Knicks within 5.
OG at now 11 points.
Okay. Terry on the drive. Terry. Knicks, it's important for them to cover the pick and pop. Terry drives on Hartenstein. Terry inside. Shot's good and a foul. Bad foul there by Hartenstein.
Poorly timed moment.
I'm getting to the point right now. Get Devo out of there. Get Hartenstein out and get OG out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, most of the pressure's off, to be fair. As Brian said, Cleveland just lost, so you're either a 2 or a 3.
Nothing wrong with being a 3 seed. Nothing wrong.
I am fine with either at this point.
The problem is just watching how Indiana's playing right now. I would be absolutely terrified to play them.
But you're playing Atlanta.
You are playing Atlanta, yes, but I'm looking at the box score of it, and I'm trying to see what the scoring was. And what's scary is Halliburton only has 12. The reason why they're up so much is because combined, Miles Turner and Siakam have 59 points.
Deuce McBride knocks down a corner 3, and the Knicks are within 4.
If that's the kind of damage they can do as a duo working inside, I would be. You would need defense to be on high alert.
Tibbs did do something. Was it against the Celtics where he went big. He did go big. I think it was I don't know if it was, I think it was Mitchell, Achua, and OG in. And was it Devo and oh no. It was Bogdanovich and OG was actually the shooting guard with Brunson.
Mm.
And I believe that's what he, because I said, okay, so he has the ability to match up big. So where are we at? We're down
Down
one now.
4 now. Here comes Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich 3. Bang! Boy on Bogdanovich. Knicks down 1.
Okay, I don't think you can pull him out of the game now. I think you're pretty
Yeah,
close.
no.
Yeah, do it
No,
now.
now you don't.
Now you
Now
can.
it's like, okay, leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Bogdan's heating up. He is heating up.
That's what I'm telling you. I think he's gained a rhythm. I think personally he plays better without Burks. But I think there's some flaws in Bogdanovich's game, obviously, but this guy could score at all 3 levels.
He's
But
got
what's up to Raf in the chat? He says with the 199 super chat. Thank you, bro. Salute, fellas. Raf in the building. What's up, Raf? Hope all
El
is well.
Capitan Rafael El Fucho.
Armin says Jose Budo is 6 Ks in 3 innings pitched versus the Royals. Let me see if we get any more comments. Let's see. I think we caught up on most of them. But again, guys, if you're new here, hit the like button, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Catch Brian. I'm sure we have his links down below. I'm sure we do. Obviously, he runs his own show, his own podcast. Catch him out on Twitter. Same thing for Coach Ed. Heart of the City every Tuesday night as a member of the Big Blue Crew.
Oh, and
So
don't
check
forget,
all
don't
these guys
forget
out.
Pick and Roll. Oh, if you don't know, Pick and Roll podcast every Wednesday night with the Hardcore Sports Network. We talk NBA. It's a lot of us in there.
Absolutely. Coach Ed he's the coach for a reason.
Oh, and I'll be actually streaming the WNBA draft. Which is it? Is it tomorrow? It's tomorrow. Or is
This is like the most highly anticipated draft in who knows how long.
Man, all I can say is let's go Liberty first and foremost. I gotta respect my Liberty. But yeah, no, this draft, because right now I got my eyes on Camila Cardoso. Where is she going? I know everyone else is talking about Angel Reese. Is she going 6 or 7? But I just wonder about Cardoso. I know it's going to be Clark and Brink 1 and 2. But can Cardoso get up to 3? Because most mocks have her 4 or 5, somewhere in that range. So I just at 6'7", that girl can. People can sleep on her all they want, but that girl can play.
She showed in the championship game more than anything else. Especially again, they were talking about that game was so good because of one reason. It was the number 1 offense in the nation versus the number 1 defense, and the defense showed why defense is more important than offense. They literally showed it.
Exactly. So, and again, that's why I'm just stoked for this draft. I'm stoked for the WNBA season. I've always been big on the women. So yeah, some of them are sexy and gorgeous. So yes, I will give them their props. So but overall, they for me they fundamentally play the game the way that I like. I'll be honest with you. It's not trying to get the dunks and just 3-pointers, and the Guardians tied the Yankees. Damn it. But they set good screens. They move the ball. They move without the ball very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited, for the season. Shout out to my girl Skylar Diggins. Love you, babe. Even though you're with Seattle. So
yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember the exact draft order that's going on for the WNBA, but is it this? I think you're saying it 6 or 7. That'd be like the Mystics, right? It's like the Mystics, and is it the Wings or the Sky?
I'll tell you in 1 second. Hold on, I have it right here.
Anyways, but back to action.
Go ahead, you got it.
Dalen Terry hands off to DeRozan. Knicks down 1. DeRozan driving on Anunoby. Inside shot is up, no good. The block by Hartenstein. Here come the Knicks. Here comes McBride. McBride kicks. DiVincenzo 3. Shots no good. Tipped up in the air and rebounded by the Bulls. 94-93 still. Caruso.
Oh, I lost it.
Backs to the 3-point line. Gives to Vucevic. DeRozan. No, I'm sorry. Vucevic gives back to Caruso. Caruso with the screen. Caruso driving. Kicks out to the corner. Fakes. Terry driving. Terry inside. Kicks out Vucevic. 3 on the shot clock. Vucevic has to put up a tough shot. He misses. It's rebounded. It's tipped by the Knicks. And a foul that will go against the Bulls.
No,
Oh, the
Chicago.
Sky did get it.
Sky, yeah, the Sky get it because they got a trade. I missed
Yep,
that.
that was with the Lynx, right?
Yeah, they traded with the Lynx. The Sky acquired the seventh pick and center Nicolina Mille from the Mets, from the Minnesota. Minnesota, I love too. My girl, Diamond Miller from where I used to live at. I watched Diamond Miller back in junior high school.
Mm.
So, but yeah, again, I just like I said, the Sky now own the third overall pick, in addition to number 7 and 13.
Yeah.
And so
Where do you
that's.
where do you think Edwards is gonna go?
Oh,
There's been talk she could be top 5 or just outside of it.
I think she's anywhere from 5 to 8. Um, yeah, I could see her 5. I could see her at 5.
Okay. Yeah. And the only other
Uh,
person I've been like looking at possibly who I think could, she could sneak up to be probably the best big in the draft is I was looking at Cameron Brink very, very
yeah, no, I love Cameron Brink's game. I love her temperament. I love the way she. I mean, you look at her and say, she's skinny. Why is she? But she don't back down from it. She's in terms of build, she's kind of like a Kevin Durant. He's wiry, but the wiry strong. She's the same exact way. So,
mm,
she definitely has a game built for the W. So, and of course we all know Caitlin Clark. Everyone now
Yep.
knows Caitlin. So,
yeah.
um, I'm going to say this. I've been crying for it, but WNBA in the All Star games, can we get Sabrina Ionescu versus Caitlin Clark in a 3-point shootout? Can we get that, please? That's what I want to see.
We need that.
Yes, we
Oh my
need that. I
gosh.
mean, those two. I mean, Caitlin just hits such deep shots, but Sabrina at times can. So, but yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see a good 3-point shot shooting contest in the W.
And I hate
Brunson
riding the
driving.
wave on a lot of how people compare players. Like, because everybody keeps giving the comp Steph Curry, Steph Curry, Steph Curry. But you look at the
Mm-hmm.
shot selection, you just see it. You just see
Yes.
it in the selection. But outside of the selection, I don't know how much more I can go on that. But I think really like her game is almost one of a kind. I don't think there is a player to compare her to.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
We are winding out in the final 5 minutes. DeRozan knocks down a shot over McBride. Knicks were stripped on the previous possession despite the offensive board. Brunson will bring it up. DeRozan is 25. Hartenstein gives back to Brunson. Brunson calling out the play. 13 to shoot. Gives back. DiVincenzo corner 3. Bang! Dante DiVincenzo ties the game.
Game. Oh my Lord, the Garden just erupted.
DiVincenzo has 20. White off the screen. White inside. Shot is up. Shot is good. He escaped 2 defenders.
Damn, 157? Oh, wait a minute. Indiana.
Yeah,
Ooh.
what is going on with
Ooh.
them? 157 is insane.
Brunson goes right, double teamed, looking, finds DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo against Craig, 6 to shoot. Hartenstein comes with the screen left. DiVincenzo drives, floaters up, no good. Tip in by Hartenstein's no good. And it's still kept in play. Brunson is fouled. And it hits! Will it count? It will. And the foul, 98-98.
Ooh.
Oh, Brunson, my goodness.
Brunson's back. Okay.
What happened the previous play is a Hartenstein tip and hit the rim as the shot clock was winding down, so no shot clock violation. Brunson gets the rebound and gets the foul call. And will he get the N1 is the question.
And that's the game. Indiana wins 157 to 115.
That's unreal. That's otherworldly.
I'm looking at the bench. The bench played the majority of that fourth quarter, and they were just ridiculous. McDermott, 15. McConnell, 17. Jalen Smith had 10.
Brunson knocks down the free throw.
Where's Obi? What did Obi get?
Obi got 7. 7, 2, and 3 was his line.
DeRozan goes left, kicks back. Vucevic pick and pop, and he misses the three. Tipped up in the air, rebounded by Green. Gives back to Caruso. Inside is Vucevic, and he gets the lay. Knicks were late to recover in the paint. It's 199 Chicago. Billy Donovan chatting with the ref. He thought that Vucevic was fouled. Brunson goes right. Brunson on the drive, double team. Looking, gives back to Anunoby. Anunoby inside, gets the lay, no go. Rebounded, tipped. Anunoby still has it. Gives back to Hart, back to Brunson. Brunson 1-on-1 versus Green, 10 to shoot. Brunson double team. Brunson kicks hard inside. Layup is good. Knicks up 101-100.
There it is. Okay, 3.5 to go. 3.5.
Kobe White has it. Another pick and roll. White driving. He's been unstoppable. White fakes. White inside. Gives to Vucevic. Vucevic against Hartenstein. Gives back to White. White fakes. White on the drive. Strip. Stolen, but a foul.
Mm-hmm.
And Hartenstein is saying, challenge that.
And Cole Anthony just sunk the Milwaukee Bucks.
Let's see the play.
Chicago has 3 guys in over 20 points.
That's clean. That's got to be challenged. That's clean.
White has 20, Vucevic 29, DeRozan 25. Knicks only have 2 players over 20. Bogdanovich 13. Okay, Bogey.
The Knicks will challenge the play as it looked like a clear strip from Anunoby that time.
Wow.
Anunoby's up to 11 points now. Okay, so he's coming along.
This is shocking.
So Zach Zarba is on the headset, along with the other referee. You see White's driving, but you see a clean strip by Anunoby. That's all ball, in my opinion. I didn't see any hand.
It's going to stand his call. They're not going to do it because of his foot trip.
I thought it would be on the reach-in, but if it's on the foot, then...
That's what I'm wondering, if they're going to include that along with it. Are they going to say he had control with the basketball at that time? So I hope not. I hope it's the other way.
Yeah, I hope it's just they call it off the strip because Anunoby's foot was there for a reason. Again, would they call it a foul on that one? Yeah, they would, in my opinion. But again, it's a 50-50 call. It depends on what they determines a foul. Were they originally calling it a reach in or were they calling it on the trip?
Exactly. So let me see the rest of the games too.
Hey, Luca. In the meantime, how excited are you to see those jerseys tomorrow for the Jets?
Sorry, Brian, the ruling on the force stands. But yeah, I'm excited to see the jerseys. They're actually coming out on Angry John's birthday, so it's a nice birthday present for him.
Yeah, this is going to be great. I think I heard they're going to go right back to the old theme, and they're going to bring back the old logo, too, from the 80s.
Back from the 80s.
I love those unis and that logo, so that's perfect.
I love this. Every game, the late games all start at 3:30.
Shit.
So
popcorn.
So you got the Lakers coming on next. Let me see what's on NBA. Do you have something on NBA TV?
DeRozan knocks down the banker, so it's 102-101. Now, for facts, folks, Jalen Brunson has now tied franchise history, I believe with Bernard King or Richie Guerin, the most 30-point games in a season. Brunson gives to Hart. Back to Brunson. Brunson driving. Brunson inside the lane. He puts it in. Knicks up 103-102.
Okay, so
with 2:45 to go.
He ties Richie Guerin and Patrick Ewing for the most 30-point games in a season. White on the drive. White at the three-point line. Looking. Gives back to Caruso, back to White. White on the drive. White inside. Kicks. And he lays it in. Gets past the defenders. It is 104-103. A little bit of a boxing scenario. Both teams punching back.
What's crazy is that after this game, that West, the way it's going to shake out, it's going to be unreal.
Mm-hmm. That's what just
doubling. Gives to Hartenstein. Back to Hart. Back Devo. Devo corner three. Shots no go. Rebounded by Devo. Devo inside. Shots up. It's good. 105-104 Knicks with 2 minutes to play.
Happy birthday, Bill.
Oh, what's up to Bill? Happy birthday as well. Corner 3 from Caruso knocks it down.
Where's the defense, fellas?
107-105. That was the Bulls' first 3-point make of the quarter. Brunson, one-on-one versus DeRozan. I'm sure they'll come to double. They do. Brunson looking for man. He finds Hart. Hart gives back to Brunson. 9 to shoot. Brunson spins. Brunson inside, fouled. And he will go to the line for 2. Bill is turning 56.
Oh, you're a young man, Bill. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Even though I got you by 1 year.
Brunson will be at the free throw line. He's an 84% seasonal shooter.
I just got to add this real quick. If you could have told me before the season that Oklahoma City and Minnesota would be the top 2 in the West right now, I would have called you an idiot. Calling a pipe dream. Just like when I thought that the Wizards could make the playoffs.
That's right.
Remember that? I thought the Wizards could make it.
You said that the Wizards were going to be better than the Hawks, but the Hawks are in the play-in and the Wizards are not. Brunson.
Yeah, I thought Poole could come through. It just didn't happen.
Brunson sinks both. We're tied at 107. A minute 33. Critical down the stretch.
It's coming down to who has the ball, who has the basketball last now.
Yep. Game's over. Orlando wins 113-88.
White drives. White inside. Shot is up and good. Reverse lay there.
Oh, what a move.
Hart
like
has
I said, Kobe White in his bag.
Gives to
that really make me want to cut my locks off, man, so I can get a baseball hat.
Brunson drives. Brunson spins. Brunson needs help. Puts up the floater. He's got it. Knicks knotted up at 109.
Oh, my gosh.
You're getting down to the final minutes, people. Final seconds. 57 to go. DeRozan against Anunoby. DeRozan drives, spins back. Shot is up. No, he fakes out. Gives back to Vucevic, back to Caruso. DeRozan, 8 to shoot. DeRozan kicks back to Vucevic. Vucevic high arcing 3. No good. Rebound Brunson. Stripped by Caruso. Caruso has it. Gives back to Caruso. Back to Vucevic. Back to DeRozan. The split second Caruso had. He stripped Brunson. 29 to play. And a timeout by the Bulls. So it'll be 17 on the shot clock once we return.
That is the smartest thing the Bulls could have done there. Just
take the time to settle down. Yeah, exactly.
Control the pace, get it, regroup, come up with a good game plan, figure it out. Got to figure out, do you want to attack inside, go in with the mid game, or do you want to go and try to take a 3? That's the question.
If they take the 3, you got to make sure you box out. No long rebounds.
Yep.
Brunson, for the split second, he was going to slow the pace down. Caruso came out from behind just like Jose Alvarado does, and he stripped him. That was key. But the Bulls will get a possession. They have an extra timeout. The Knicks have a foul to give and a timeout. It will be 29 seconds once they return to the court and 17 on the shot clock.
What I've noticed the past few games, teams, whenever the Knicks get a defensive rebound or anything like that, they come from behind and they're stealing the balls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if that's a scouting report throughout the league.
It's just a knock on, the floor awareness. I think they're noticing that. But I'm also going to add this. The Bulls might be setting up for a possible 3-point attempt because the 3 guys on the floor who are shooting, the only one shooting well from 3 are DeRozan, Vucevic, and Caruso. All 3 are on the floor.
And then you have Kobe White to attack the paint.
Yes.
Possibly with the kick out, yeah.
29 seconds to play. For the Bulls, it is White, Caruso, DeRozan, Green, and Vucevic. For the Knicks, it is Brunson, DiVincenzo, Anunoby, Hart, and Hartenstein. Bulls looking to inbound. Gives it to DeRozan. 28 to shoot. White looking for a switch. No, they're going to have DeRozan. DeRozan against Anunoby. DeRozan fires and misses. Rebound Knicks. They will have all the time in the world. Tom Thibodeau not calling timeout. The Garden is crazy. They will call timeout.
Yeah, you had to get across the floor and call timeout. You can't just go right into it. Although it would be interesting because it looks like Chicago really hasn't been able to answer them defensively.
Does Chicago have a foul to give?
No.
Okay.
No, they do not.
But can we appreciate the great defense from OG Anunoby and DeMar DeRozan right there? Yes,
What are
that
we? 18-3 since he's been here.
something like that. 18, 19 wins. But again, is that a great shot by DeRozan? No, but he was forced into it by the length, the defense by OG Anunoby. That's what he brings, folks. Coach, I don't remember the last time the Knicks have had an elite defensive wing like him.
Man, is it going back to when Pat? Because you can't say Spree or Houston were good wings, defensive wings. Hmm. Yeah, it goes back to the mid-90s. I'm trying to think. Who? No. Is it Gerald Wilkins? Or is it Johnny Newman? It's probably Johnny Newman.
Okay.
So the Knicks are in the bonus. They haven't been fouled yet, but the Bulls cannot foul to give. 13.9 seconds remaining. The Knicks will have the final possession as they hope.
On the floor now, you have OG, Hartenstein, Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo for this possession. This one possession they have.
13.9 seconds remaining. Devo looking to inbounding, looking. He finds Brunson. Brunson on to Caruso. 11 to shoot. Will they double? Caruso nearly fouled him. 8 to shoot. Brunson one-on-one. Brunson shaking him up. Loses the ball, still has it. Brunson turns. He shoots. He fires. And he just misses. We are heading to another quarter. Overtime.
And the entire Garden simultaneously in shock that he missed it.
That was not. That was like that's like an 85-50. No, that's like a 95-5. Your chance you're going to miss that. It was great defense from Caruso, but I would have preferred something a little more creative.
Close. It was close. If you watch the shot again, it was close.
It was.
No.
And I've seen Brunson make way tougher shots than that. But you got to give credit to Caruso. That's great defense.
That's good defense. But I'm looking. Hartenstein was coming for the screen. I thought he was going to come.
I thought he was too.
All you needed was a 2. I thought you could have just thrown it across.
I would have liked. I'm telling you, I would have liked a better play design personally. I know Brunson's been the guy, and understandably so. But you got to come up with something a little more creative because they were going to latch Caruso on. Maybe you force a switch defensively. Try something like that.
That's why I said the pick. That's why I was saying the pick. Try and get a switch.
Or at least let Brunson catch a double team. Maybe Hartenstein's open in the paint. Maybe somebody else is open.
Or hear me out. You have OG come through, try to set a screen. Have Brunson try to work straight down and then flip it behind him back to OG for a quick 3.
Yeah. That's another alternative they could have tried.
Yeah, Brunson didn't have complete control of the ball in his hands when he was.
Listen, he's good in the ISO game, but again, in that kind of situation, the pressure's on him. They all know Brunson's going to be the one with the ball in his hands to end it. So they're going to bring the heat.
That's why the pick, or like you said, it's the screen from with OG something. Get him to the top of the key.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, folks, another update. The play-in tournament for the Eastern Conference has been set for Wednesday night on ESPN. At 7 p.m., it's the Miami Heat visiting Philadelphia. And at 9:30 p.m., it's Atlanta in Chicago.
I still get a little confused by the play-in tournament sometimes. I completely forget that the winner of 7-8 is automatically in to play the 2. And then the loser's still alive.
Yeah, the loser of 7 and 8 faces the winner of 9 and 10, if I'm not mistaken, and then whoever wins that matchup becomes
number 8. Yes, exactly.
Alex Prime Sports says, "Wow, this is the best last game ever." Who would have thought this had a lot of pressure on it? Like, there's not a lot of pressure. Again, as we mentioned, they could end up the 2 or the 3 seed, but the Knicks last season, to be fair, were basically playing without the starters. They were resting the guys, so now there's a lot more. This is a high, not much of a high stakes game, but it feels like a playoff atmosphere kind of game. Exactly. What I find interesting is that Achua's on the floor, not Hartenstein, but that's how we'll start, and the Bulls will have it to start the overtime period.
So Mitchell is completely out.
I guess. I thought he played in the first quarter. Or
No, he
second.
did first half. He did play, but he hasn't in the second half. And
DeRozan pull up, misses it, rebound by Dante.
Yeah, the Knicks will have it. 4:40 to play. Brunson drives right. I'm assuming there'll become a double team. Brunson, 10 to shoot. Double, here it comes. Brunson kicks. Anunoby, nice pass to Achua. Achua backing him down inside. Floaters up, no good. Tipped by Hart and rebounded by the Bulls.
Oh, man. I wanted that.
DeRozan drives. DeRozan inside. Kicks to Green. Green contested three-pointer. Shots blocked. Back to DeRozan. DeRozan double teamed. DeRozan looking for a man. 8 to shoot. DeRozan fades. Basket shot. No good. Tipped up in the air. Rebounded DeRozan. Here comes Caruso for 3. Shots good from Caruso.
Oh, my gosh.
Talk about the second chance opportunities given up.
They set the trap well on DeRozan, but he just that shot.
Brunson is
unfortunate
fouled.
the rebounding.
Brunson is fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
That's better than no foul at all.
it should have been a foul that they pulled down Josh Hart.
I saw that on the last play. Like, Hart was knocked down while getting the rebound. They didn't call it.
Yeah.
I just realized, are any of the seeds in the West locked up?
No, I don't think so.
I know that Kings locked in the plan, but again, it's a matter of seeding. Brunson knocks down the free throw.
Well, 3 teams are locked into the plan: Lakers, Kings, and Warriors. I know 6 and 7 is interchangeable right now between New Orleans and Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
But I think everyone between 4 and 7 is separated by 1 game descending order. Like 5, 6, 7, and 8.
First seed
exactly,
is up
for games
grabs,
back.
Brian. The first seed's up for grabs. I think it's like almost a 3-way
Yes,
tie.
3-way tie. It is a 3-way tie between OKC, Minnesota, and Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Knicks are within. Go ahead.
I was saying the Clippers are the 4th seed right now. Dallas is 1 game behind them, who's 1 game in front of the Pelicans,
Misses the dunk.
who are 1 game in front of Phoenix. So it's like weird like that.
Knicks get fortunate as they left the dunker spot open for Green. He misses the dunk. 3:25 to play. Knicks up by down by 1. 8 to shoot. Anunoby comes with the screen. Brunson drives into White. Gives back to Devo. Devo 3. Bang! Dante DiVincenzo from downtown on the wing. Knicks up by 2.
Give me the 3 seed. Give Milwaukee the 3 seed, please.
DeRozan inside, blocked by Achua. Here come the Knicks. Devo has it. Gives a football pass. A bad idea. That pass is going by Bruce to White. White on the drive. White inside. Layup is no good. No foul calls. Here come the Knicks. 2:48 to play. We're 4-on-4. Hart has it. If one picks up by 2. 11 to shoot. I'm assuming they'll double. 9, 8 to shoot. Achua comes with the screen. Now it's double team Brunson. Brunson fakes. Achua wide open. Puts it in. Knicks up by 4.
I'm loving this ball control right now. I'm loving how they're controlling the pace too, because they're queuing the clock down. It's just beautiful.
White on the drive. White inside. Shot is no good, but a foul on Achua.
It's fine. It's fine.
But Achua made the key defensive play in the last possession for the Knicks to kick in a transition. But you'll see the Green miss dunk here. It hit the back iron, but you'll see here as DeRozan pushes, but there was a block on by Achua, so phenomenal defensive play there. But then you're going to see Brunson with the dump inside to Achua.
Exactly.
I love what Bill said. Bill says a 2 seed, 3 seed, you eventually have to go through them anyway. I don't really see the difference.
Look, the 2 seed, you go against Philly or Miami. That's a grinded out type of series. That's something for the Knicks anyway.
Yeah, that fits their the way they play basketball.
And to get revenge on Miami, I mean, that would be amazing.
That. Again, I'm not going to say, I'm totally fearing Miami, but I'm not counting them out. You can't.
No, you can't. But I'm saying that, you can't. Oh, right. I mean, this is just a beautiful moment. It's so poetic if you win the
Knicks
series.
Miami, come on, Knicks Miami in the playoffs. That just goes back through the years, man. That
90s.
Yep. 90s Knicks.
Josh Hart will bring it up. Both free throws were made by Kobe White. Hart gives to Brunson. Brunson defended by Caruso. Hart's going to set a screen. Brunson, double's about to come. Brunson nearly loses it. Is stripped by Caruso. Anunoby tied up and hell ball. It will be Anunoby and Caruso, but the Knicks have to get off a shot quick. They have 2.8 seconds to shoot.
Caruso really just.
Again,
Wow.
as much as we love Brunson and his ball control, Caruso's been a pest.
That's how he plays, though. That's the way he is.
Listen, that's fair.
That's why I like Ja bringing the ball up, because he's
Yeah.
Mr. Triple-Double. You can still get your offense going.
That's why Milwaukee and the fans, including myself, were begging at the deadline to get a trade done for Caruso. We wanted him so badly.
Somebody said this on Knicks Twitter. Caruso is the most Tibbsian player that's never been on a Tibbs team.
That's actually so true.
So it looks like they reset the shot clock. So it could be in the Knicks' favor if, and Caruso's upset. So it's Caruso and Anunoby. Anunoby has the size and the wingspan. It goes up. Knicks get the tip. Hart has it. He gives to Brunson. 22 to shoot. 146 to play. White versus Brunson. See if the Knicks can force a switch.
That's a mismatch.
Brunson.
I'm telling you, Brunson's got
DeRozan.
this.
Double team. Brunson drives left. Brunson inside. Lose it. It's stripped by DeRozan. Bulls getting pesky on the defensive side. DeRozan. Drives, kicks out to Vucevic, back to White. White back to Caruso for three. Shots no good. Rebounded, tipped up in the air and the Knicks will get the rebound. Brunson will bring it up against Caruso. Brunson drives. Brunson in the mid-range.
Control the clock.
Knicks trying to control the clock. Brunson against Caruso drives inside. Layup is no good. Tip back. Put in by Achua.
Great awareness.
Been needing a Achua. This is what I've been talking about.
Kobe White for three. Shots no good. Rebound Hart. Here come the Knicks to push. Gives to Brunson. Brunson Hart. Hart gives back and passes. And the ball will go the other way as there was a foul on Devo for a reach in.
No. Bulls are going to take a timeout here.
They will, as Brian says, but Achua he's made his stamp a little bit, to be fair, in this quarter. He had the clutch block on DeRozan, now he has the dunk on the putback.
Well, that's big because he's only got 4 points in this game, so.
But that's what you needed from Achua. You don't need the points.
Yep.
Caruso is a great defender. You're right, Val, Sports. But another quick thing, real quick. This is not NBA playoffs related, but the draft related in terms of the NBA. So Toronto has now 3 picks in the top 31 of the June draft because the Pacers' first round pick has now been conveyed to Toronto as a matter of the Pascal Siakam trade.
That's right. Forgot about that.
Ooh, that's big.
The first was part of the Siakam trade and was top 3 protected. Pacers are obviously not top 3. Indiana will retain their 2025 second, but Toronto 3 picks in the top 31 of the June NBA draft.
Little piece of NFL news real quick, too. At his youth football camp today, T. Higgins was talking to the media, and he said he plans to play for Cincinnati this season. So whatever that trade request you heard about or anything, it doesn't matter. He's going to play this season for Cincinnati.
I don't think teams are going to give up what Cincinnati wants also.
Yeah, they're asking a lot.
Yeah. So, let him play the year and see what happens after the season. So, I mean, because he's getting, 25, 26 mil?
I think it was under that with the tag that he got.
Yeah, I think the receivers got like 25.
I think it was a little less than that. I got to make sure. I'm looking on Spot Rack right now.
Back to action. Bulls looking to inbound. DeRozan versus Anunoby. DeRozan driving to the paint. DeRozan inside. Shot's good and the foul.
21-8. That's what he's got. 21.8.
21-8. Okay.
Now the game all of a sudden is within possibly 1 if DeRozan makes the free throw. The Bulls are, by the way, 7-3 in overtime games this season.
That's the one thing they have a strength in that there's been this season. If they force overtime, they're going to make you work for the win.
And the free throws made. The Knicks are up by 1 with 42 to play. Ball control is key. No turnovers are key for the Knicks.
You need some smart play designs too. Don't take any dumb shots. Don't force anything. Play
the Garden
smart.
is on their feet. Brunson drives left to right. Brunson 1-on-1 versus Green. Double team, kicks to Hart. DiVincenzo open fakes. DiVincenzo drives inside shot. Put back by Hart is good.
How much time left on the clock?
19 and a half
seconds.
Okay.
And a timeout again by the Bulls.
So it's either going to be attack the paint, try and draw a foul. If you make it, foul, and put them on the free throw.
It's their last one. They have no more timeouts after this. That's it for Chicago. This is their last chance. They don't make this. It's congratulations, New York. You're going to be the number 2 seed.
The Knicks are 19 and a half seconds away from a win and the 2 seed and first time 50 wins since 2013. Bulls, again, nothing rides on them except a win. They're already locked into a home play-in game against the Hawks on Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. Knicks have are in between a 2 or a 3 seed. A win gets them to 2. A loss gets them to 3.
And a match with the Pacers.
Yes. A 2 seed gets them a matchup with the Miami Heat or the Philadelphia 76ers.
Brunson, 40 points. Devo, 25. Hart, 12. Anobi, 11. Hartenstein, 8. Bogdanovich, 13. Achua, 4. McBride, 7.
And the Western Conference is underway with action.
Very big. Very big.
Chicago's pushing 3 guys close to 30. DeRozan, 30. Vucevic, 29. White, 26.
Caruso looking to inbound. They double-team DeRozan, still looking to inbound. He finds Vucevic back to Caruso. Caruso drives. Caruso fakes. Caruso inside gets the lay. So they will have to foul.
Ooh, did they miss a foul call on Dante, or was that a flop?
I couldn't tell.
Because
Brunson
Kobe hit the floor.
is stripped, but it's going to be Knicks' ball.
I saw on the inbound, Kobe was trying to cut across the floor, and he tripped up in a collision with DiVincenzo.
Looks like the Bulls actually going to review this, if they can.
It's a desperation effort. It's the last thing they can do.
It was close, to be fair. It was close. See, folks, they're getting us more nervous just to practice for the playoffs. This is the you see Caruso might be off. That's a 50-50 call.
Oh, that might be off Brunson by maybe just the tip of his finger.
So they saw Caruso's right hand smack it off. Like, again, 50-50. To be fair, it was close.
I think it's off of Brunson. I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's going to be Chicago basketball.
It could be that way. And the Bulls are only down 1.
I need to view the other way. I need the other angle facing them to see for sure. But that's what it looks like from there.
Yeah, the top view looks like it's off of Brunson.
VPS, Valix Prime Sports, says, I want the Heat. Rather get my payback.
It's off of Brunson, right off his fingertips.
So it's going to be Chicago basketball then. Yeah, he just shook his head. So it's not going to be Knick basketball.
That's why they're putting in deuce. Defensive purposes.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be the last chance for Chicago right here.
No, excuse me. The Knicks are actually getting the ball.
Oh, what? Because I literally just saw Brunson say to him, "Is it our ball?" And he goes, "No."
DiVincenzo inbounds to Hart. Hart that's off his knee. So now it's going to be a turnover.
Oh no! Gotta give the credit there to whoever was guarding him.
Well, it was Dalen Terry, actually.
Terry putting the pressure on.
Well, Hart's got to grab that and stay still. Let him get fouled. I would trust Hart as a free throw shooter, but again,
It's like he was doing too much before
Yeah.
physically gathering the ball. You have to gather it before you make it. Before
Knicks
you
have
start
21
moving.
turnovers, 11 to play. DeRozan driving against Achua. They get the switch they wanted. DeRozan inside, shots up. Shot is tipped around, no good. And a foul as Jalen Brunson will go to the line, or at least not yet. So the miss is there. The Knicks are 2.1 seconds away from a win.
And the number 2 seed, may I add. You're
Knicks
doing
are in the
me and
bonus,
all the city of
my bad.
Milwaukee a favor. You're doing us a favor.
But you see, again, Achua making his presence known in this overtime period.
If he shows up like that during big moments in the playoffs when it's crunch time, that's going to be massive.
It appears that the Knicks are not actually in the bonus. DiVincenzo looking. And let's see. A timeout was called by the Knicks. They didn't want to run into a 5-second violation.
Smart call. Very smart decision. They had it all covered up. See, the problem is my football mind is saying if you're going to draw something up, I drop some crossing stuff. Because I always think crossing patterns always cause tie-ups. And I'm thinking maybe that's something you could do here. Run 2 guys across the floor against each other. Cause a tie-up with the defenders. Boom, you got an opening to get the pass out.
Brunson got away with a push on that final play.
He got a push on. He had a push on.
He got for the rebound. He pushed on 24 in the back to get the rebound. It's a light push. It was a light push, but he got away with it.
All right. Because I was gonna say it was like full extension, like the arm kind of thing.
His arms were like this, and it just, it was already going into him. Just a light little push. He was already underneath the basket anyway, so it's not like he was really going to get the rebound. But
yeah, you know how Chicago fans are, though. They're just going to go ahead and just say, "Oh, it's everything. They screwed us. We should have won the game."
2.1 seconds to play. It's Devo, it's Hart, it's Brunson, Anunoby, and McBride. All free throw shooters out there. Thibodeau right at the scores table. He's not even by the coaches. He's just right at the scores table. Devo looking. Finds Hart, and it's smacked out of bounds, so the Knicks will retain it with 1.2 to go.
That's fine by me.
Looking is Devo. He finds Hart, but the pass is stripped up in the air. The Bulls didn't get it. The Knicks will win. 120-119. They clinched 50 wins. They clinched the second seed, the highest since 2013. They will play the winner of Miami and Philadelphia.
And Milwaukee sinks down to the 3rd seed, which sets them up for a matchup with Indiana in the first round.
What a finish to the season, folks. What a finish to the season.
So in summary, your Eastern Conference matchups now that the games have finally been settled. Boston will play the winner between the loser of the 7-8 seed game and the winner of the 9-10 game. Cleveland plays Orlando in the first round. That will be Cleveland being the hometown favorite. Milwaukee will play Indiana. Milwaukee the favorite, hometown. And the winner of Philadelphia, Miami, the 7 versus 8, will play the Knicks, with them having the home court advantage.
Folks, you talk about I'll give up my final regular season thoughts when I get these thoughts from my fellow 2 co-hosts who did an excellent job today. So I'll start out with First of all, let me just say this: we will be streaming NBA playoffs with the Knicks. Coach Ed will join us. Brian will join us. We'll get some other guests on as well. But first off, final thoughts: the Knicks win 120-119. I'm going to start with 2 technically my left, my right. Coach Ed. Coach Ed, what do you got to say, man?
What can you say, first of all, Jalen Brunson? Man, this is his team. This is his city, plain and simple. So, phenomenal job, phenomenal player, lifted this city. This team fits Tibbs. This is a Tibbs molded team. Period. Case closed. And I like every aspect of it. Would I have loved Julius here? Yes, but I still like what I'm seeing from this team. It's going to be tough, whether we get Miami or Philadelphia. But to be honest with you, that's what you need to get you ready when you're going into the playoffs full bore. That's what you really need. Then the Knicks can sit back, watch what's going on with the 7-8 game, get a nice little scouting report, and prepare for what you see, but you kind of know what you're going to get out of each. But, this team, great job. We've called it all game. Some of the bench guys definitely got to step up. Most importantly, Bogdanovich, you got to play like you played today. Hit those open shots when you have the opportunity. Achua, this is what you need to do. I know you want the points, but your defense, your rebounding, and the critical putbacks when you have a chance. Josh Hart, continue to be Josh Hart. Devo, continue to be Devo. OG, what can you say, man? Phenomenal defense, man. Phenomenal defense. And Hartenstein Mitchell combo at center, I'm confident with them. Even if you're going up against Embiid, I'm confident with them.
I am.
I mean, they're going to do what they need to do to, be in this game. So, but that's pretty much it. Excited. I love this. Shout out to the NBA for this season, man. They've done a great job. So, and let's go Knicks in. Oh, by the way, the Knicks run New York City. Sorry, Brooklyn. Y'all can try that BS anytime y'all want, but this is a Knicks town.
It'll always be. Brian, from the outsider's perspective, your final thoughts.
Well, first off, congratulations to the Knicks on accomplishing not only a 50-win season, but securing the second seed in the East. What was you guys say, the first time since 2013?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive in and of itself. Remember what this team was 7 years ago. Where was this team 7 years ago? It was some dark times in New York. So for you guys to finally see some success and see some consistency, some solid play, consistent, something that stays season after season after season, and it's not getting weaker. It's just beautiful. And I'm just happy for the city of New York that they're finally getting what they have long deserved out of the Knicks and, showing it's a basketball city. But let's also give credit to two players who are responsible, who I'm going to say they're under the radar heroes today in this game, who really helped the Knicks secure this spot. OG Anunoby in 43 minutes. Again, only 11 points, but he really contributed a lot in the big moments. Was stood out in the defensive side and really forced some really tough turnovers that helped the Knicks. And I'm also going to give a shout out to Bogdanovich, who hit some very clutch threes down the stretch that brought the Knicks back into the game and pushed it to overtime.
Absolutely. And I'm going to look up his OG Anunoby, +8. That plus minus is going up, 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 and up. It's got to be like 400 or something, plus 400 with the Knicks. I don't know what the record he has with the Knicks, but.
And how about Hartenstein with the +12?
Hartenstein was key. And he's been a key cog of this Knicks team. But there's so many there's so many aspects to this team, right? The Knicks had expectations coming into this year. Obviously, they won the first round last year, all this stuff. They trade away R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel quickly. They get OG Anunoby. Now, fans were mixed. A lot of people didn't really see the impact of OG Anunoby, from a Toronto standpoint. This is okay. We just traded two of possibly our franchise pieces for a guy we don't know too much about. I mean, we do, but also his an injury history, defense, all that. That month of January, you felt like this team can almost conquer the East. That January month was phenomenal. It's not like the Knicks were beating scrubs either. I mean, they were, but you were beating the Philadelphia 76ers. You were beating the Minnesota Timberwolves. They were beating teams at their peak, the best teams at their peak. You see OG go down with injuries. You see Randall go down with injuries. Mitchell Robinson was hurt before. And you're like, damn, what could have been a wonderful season? Randall's out with the shoulder surgery. We get that. But I still think, in my opinion, this can be a magical season. The Knicks' job is not done yet. They have the pieces to compete, to at least try to make it to an Eastern Conference Finals. They can get through. Again, they got to use these next couple of days, watch the matchups, put their heads in the film, get in the film room and work. Also, please, no injuries. Take your time off, condition, do all that. But
Yes.
I can't. For me, I can't talk about how I'm stuttering right now because I'm so proud of this team because they've overcome so much. They're such a mentally tough team.
Hmm.
Other teams are more talented, like the Cavs and whatever, but we're mentally tough, and that's going to stick out during the playoffs. And I think it's really going to help us out. But for myself here, to Coach Ed, to technically my left ear, my right, Brian down below, we say thank you for joining us on this Sunday. Final game of the regular season. The Knicks will play the winner of Miami and Philadelphia on Saturday or Sunday, have it be. But we appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for more content. Boys in the Apple tomorrow. We'll talk about all this. Hoping to have a guest on. And Tuesday, we're also streaming the Yankees. Just got to throw that in there. But nobody's tough like us. You're right, Alex Prime Sports. But anyways,
Hmm.
we all appreciate it. Hashtag New York forever. Let's go Knicks. We will see y'all later. Have a good afternoon.